I think our shit got all screwed up at the game because of the games.
Your booking or
Just everything, calendar, schedule. There's this guy Anderson Burris. He's a white dude, but he does all these, and he's not like when I say a white dude, he's like you know what I mean? Just a white dude, but he does all these rap battles. And his Instagram account is crazy because he just goes into these areas and it's just all, you know what I mean? It's like 20. He's like just a dorky white dude. Not that you're a dork. You kind
kind of.
of you're smart. You're smart. You got the smart part there.
I guess. I don't know. Fake it till you make it.
Joe Ellis, dude, I can't believe this. This is crazy.
It's
Guilt.
exciting.
How are you so calm? My last night we watched it. My wife is like, "How is Joe so confident?" I'd be fucking shaking like a leaf. I'm like, "Me too." You weren't freaking out up there? Were you on something? Were you on like
Yeah.
were you on like Ativan or some shit? How the fuck were you so calm?
Military training.
Serious?
So,
Serious?
yeah. Yeah, combat breathing. So, just controlling my breath and preparing I mean, I was freaking out inside, but I guess it didn't show because after I left, I was like, oh, I bet that was terrible. And so 2 weeks went by and me just thinking like, oh, this is probably like a super nervous performance. And then I looked and I looked, like you said, I looked chill. I was like, oh, thank God.
So chill, dude. So
Yeah.
chill. You look great too. That was a great outfit. Your jeans look good. Your hair looked
Oh,
great. Your
thanks.
top was awesome. Your tits were perched up. It
Yeah,
was fucking good. Yeah.
gotta put them up, tits up.
Hey, and that could have gone crazy too, right? Because I mean, sometimes I watch that show. I'm like, oh god, I don't know if I could say that shit to people. Like he's like they're borderline mean. You know what I mean? Like they could have been like, you never know where they're gonna take it. They could have just started scrutinizing your looks, but he was like genuinely interested in you. Like it swerved away from a comedy show to like almost. It was closer to 60 minutes than comedy.
Which is funny because that's exactly what I was hoping for. I was hoping I would show them, look, I can learn how to tell a joke in order to appear here and give like advocacy basically. I'm a little under the weather, so sorry if I sound extra manly today.
No, you sound great. Your audio is
Thanks.
awesome. Sevi did his hair all nice. Oh yeah, and I even took a stick of deodorant and put it under my ball sack. What do you mean I look all nice?
Oh, good. I was worried about that.
Hey, how I can't remember who I asked, but I asked someone if they wear deodorant. Oh, Gracie Walton. I asked Gracie Walton if I wore deodorant, and I guess there was a whole thread somewhere on that was a creepy thing to say to someone. And I was just I'm just tripping on that. I can't even make any kind of like imaginary leap of where that gets creepy. If you wear deodorant,
People are weird. You get the thought police.
I've never even heard of any creepy to them. I know, but just make the leap for me. Like I understand. Like I knew when I asked I was gonna say Heidi Klum. I know when I asked Haley Adams at 18, like I was just in my head, I was just thinking of all the things she has to do to prepare to go to the games. And then I was thinking of stuff like my wife does to prepare, like before we're gonna go on vacation for 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, one of the things she does is she lets her hair grow out. And then like the day before we go, she'll get a waxing. So it came out, and then I was like, oh, that's not, I shouldn't have said that to her. I just knew that wasn't like, as I said it, I was like, oh, probably shouldn't have said that one. But the deodorant for Gracie Walton,
I mean, I would think it's valid in the CrossFit space because some people are like, vegan and naturalistic and they have preferences over,
but what's
you
the
know,
perversion part of it at all? Is there someone who gets off on deodorant shit? Like I could get like, hey, dude, you're like, the waxing thing means that like it might get close to the vagina. Like I can make the connections on why some of these fucking weirdos in the comments would think it was weird. But the deodorant, I didn't ask her if she douched. Although
right.
maybe I should add that to the repertoire.
I don't know. I think unfortunately you've been tagged as someone who asks personal questions that maybe are a little weird,
Yeah.
and people just always want to assume that you're just some creepy old man when I don't think you are.
Thank you. I
Old, you're
get
definitely creepy, but you're not old.
um I was thinking about that in the sense too of like, I was asking myself, where do I do that? Like, where do I start the crossing the line of, you don't realize that maybe you're empathizing and you start projecting. And I was thinking about like the George Floyd incident. Like, it's not lost on me. If you're a black dude and you see a cop with his knee on another black dude, I get where you're like, hey, that's fucked up. Like, even before you think anything, you know what I mean? Like, just like,
Sure.
because you would identify, just like I don't like to see Armenians getting fucking beat up, right? I start to think it's like me. I put myself in that. And then when you were talking to DeRosa,
Yeah.
and I know that when we had talked about switching the penis, turning it into a vagina, I remember thinking like, I didn't like that because I automatically think it's my penis that's being turned. You know what I mean? Like, the
Right.
line gets blurred in my head. I'm like, no, no,
Yeah.
no, don't
Yeah,
do,
no, I
not
mean,
my
that's so
penis.
true though. Like the empathy thing, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just like when you see gay men kissing and you're not gay, like you're putting yourself in that situation, I think. And
Yes.
that's why you might be repulsed by it when
Yes.
really it's just a weird instinct we have. I mean, I
Right.
do it too. Like when I see something that's not for me, I'm like, "Oh, why would they do that? I would never do that."
Right.
But it doesn't matter, you know.
Same with like dwarfs and people with Down syndrome. You know, like you see someone with Down syndrome out in the wild. Like if my kids see someone with Down syndrome, not so much me because I lived with them for 5 years, but if my kids see someone with Down syndrome, they're like, I could see their brains like they're trying to figure it out, and they just go into full like just stare mode.
Sure. Yeah, kids are cool because there's no filters, at least on a lot of them. Like you see their actual reaction. Like there's no masking like for social pressure.
Hey, anything that deals with anything regarding the physical body is offensive nowadays, probably because the crowd pushing this agenda has severe issues with their own bodies. I'm saying there's a whole fucking aisle at every store with deodorant on it.
Yeah. I mean, I get asked all sorts of questions, as you saw on Kill Tony. Like that was my chance to either I could have done the "How do you ask me these questions" like type thing, but that was the whole point of it was to be that person that um, can be asked those questions and actually answer them for hopefully the benefit of everyone else. So right after Kill Tony and my episode came out, I did a Ask Me Anything on Reddit because there's so many people that aren't coming from a negative place that are genuinely curious. And one of the things people say is like, "Oh, well, just tell them to go look it up or go research it." It's like, well, now you're trusting them to find the information when you could give them firsthand accounting. And I just feel like there's a lot of value in that when someone's coming to me and they're just fascinated. Like I was fascinated too. Like I didn't know how any of it worked. I had questions. And so I just feel like as long as we're here to learn and have fun, what's why should I be offended over something so silly as like, oh, do you still have your penis or not? Like, yeah, in certain contexts, that's like a weird question, or maybe that's rude at times, but like, I'm trans. I get it. It comes with the territory.
It there has to be people like you, or else the information will never get out. So like I didn't
Right.
there's like no information out there in the West about uncircumcised men. Like if you have any fucking questions, it's like it's like doctors don't even know. Like if you ask your doctor, when should I start pulling my son's skin back? They don't know. Like there's no fucking information out
Yeah.
there. And I can't remember what I was listening to, Joe, but I think it was a Darren Hunsucker interview. It was some fucking no. It was on Training Think Tank of all places, and there was a British guy on there. I can't remember his name, and he told a story of a guy whose penis got so big that he couldn't pull his foreskin back. And I was in that exact same position. And at 53, I had never heard of anyone who had that. And I, thank God, had the fortitude to say, well, if I just kept pulling it back and go through the pain and do that over and over, eventually it'll stretch. But it took years to fucking do that,
Oh, God.
to go through that pain. You know what I mean? And then now I know that. So I make sure that my kids pull their foreskin back every single day. But that information is nowhere on the fucking web. I had to
Right.
fucking find Max El Haj and some fucking European dude talking about it at 53 to get that information. So like what you're doing is a massive gift because it's just not out there.
Right, and not in the way that I feel just comfortable. Like I'll just tell it. Like I'm not gonna beat around the bush or anything like that. I'm just gonna be honest. It's interesting about circumcision because in every ban for gender affirming surgeries for children, there's always an exception that circumcision's not part of that ban. Because if you think about it, circumcision would fall under the same excuses that they're banning for mutilating perfectly good body parts.
Yeah.
They always have to write in an exception in the law that circumcision's still allowed because otherwise
Wow.
it falls under the exact same reasoning.
It is genital mutilation.
Yeah, we just don't do it to girls in the West, but other countries do, right?
Yeah, it's really fucked up to do to boys, and men aren't gonna like this, but you know that there's a film underneath your fingernail that holds your fingernail to your finger, and it has gazillions of nerves on it. It's like a sheath that sticks it.
Yeah.
And the male penis had when you're born as a boy. Do you know this?
I don't. I just know
Oh,
that I
when you're
didn't have the
born as
choice. I just someone decided for me to
to do it.
circumcise me.
Yeah. I
So
forgot
like,
you had a penis. That's crazy. For a
yeah,
second, I
still
forgot. You,
for a
yeah,
while.
right. The foreskin is attached to the head of the penis with that same kind of film that holds your fingernail to your finger. And if you don't wait till it detaches naturally, what's supposed to happen naturally is that layer of nerves eventually adheres to the head of the penis, and then the skin pulls away. It could take years for that to happen.
Oh, really?
But when you circumcise it, it rips off the foreskin and that film. And so the
Interesting.
billions of nerves get torn off with the foreskin.
That's crazy. Yeah, and then the surgery itself, like for trans women, what they do is they like take all that off except for like all the nerve endings in the head and turn that into the clitoris, which is so interesting.
They really do that.
Yeah, I was looking it up because I was so fascinated because I never really looked into it until recently. I was like, "Oh, what is all this?" It's insane. Like, I don't know how they do it, but that's how you can still like get stimulated and stuff. It's basically the head of the penis is turned into the clitoris.
I mean, in the eighth grade, I mean, I always make the joke: how do you know if your clitoris is longer than 4 inches, you're a boy? Um, to pick on the strong women. Um, but I remember learning in eighth grade when they're going through the anatomy. I'm like, oh, that thing, we're just really the same. They just got a tiny penis.
Well, that's kind of what would happen, I think, in the womb, right? Like, as your sex is determined, you either grow a dick or not, and
Yeah.
because you all kind of start out the same before that happens.
Wildlife. Dad worked for Pat Robinson, was in the military, pushed to high levels of being a Black Hawk pilot, stand-up comedy, highly educated. Uh, the things that now you
Well,
did kill,
homeschooled, I don't know if that's highly educated. I was homeschooled. So.
you're highly educated, high levels in IT, join the military, do CrossFit.
Yeah.
Um,
Level two
it's
trainer.
Yeah, level 2 trainer. It's crazy what what a full life you're living.
Yeah, life's too short to live only one. So
Do them
why
all.
not live why not live multiple lives? Like interests is what I mean by that. Is like why not pursue anything that's fascinating to you? And just 2 days ago, I was at a racetrack driving my Audi around, and I had a documentary crew there filming me and everything because they're doing a whole special on like my life, and that's what they've noticed. They're like, you just are always interested in learning. Like everywhere you go, you're learning something new and trying something new and playing musical instruments. I've been in bands. I got an album on iTunes from when I was a teenager.
You have a daughter.
Um,
You have a daughter that's 18.
I do have a daughter that's 18 as well. Yeah. Oh, that
You've
was
been
in
ma-
Vegas. Yeah, that was fun too.
you've been married.
Yeah, 11 years. So
You own an R8. You have an Audi R8.
no, that
Oh,
was a rental, but I have
oh,
a RS7.
oh. Okay. Wow.
So that was what I was driving just 2 days ago was the Audi RS7. But yeah, that was really fun. But yeah, I like to go to the track. I've got a Nissan 240 SX that's like heavily modified, and then I have another Audi S7 as well that I've done turbo swaps on. And I just would go on YouTube or go on message boards and figure out how to do engine swaps and just start taking things apart and just figure it out. It just I feel like so many people will make excuses as to why they won't try something, and if I really wanted something, and I would just go after it and just figure it out. And sure, I had roadblocks, and sometimes you take something apart, you can't get it back together, and then you have to call for help. But I don't know. Like I said, life's too short. Like there's so many things that this life offers. Why limit yourself? The downside to that is that I tend to be mediocre at a whole bunch of things and not super great at any one thing. So, yeah.
When you talk about doing comedy, as I dug through podcasts you've done, this is like seems like it may be one of the most serious things you've ever been about. This is like up there with becoming a helicopter pilot.
Yes. I would say I've used a lot that I learned when I was training to become a pilot. I've used that exact same approach. Between that and CrossFit was really huge. I really pursued that hard. So between those two things, I've used that same mindset approach to comedy. And it's just like break down a joke. How does a joke work? All right, what do I need? You know, just analyze it.
Hey, are you since you've really like jumped into the comedy stuff, are you in that mindset now? Like if you're somewhere and you're at a coffee shop and you order, you're like, "Oh, there's a joke." Or you're in the shower and like
Yeah.
you bend over and your penis hits your knee and you're like, "Oh, there's a joke." Or are you now in are you hear yourself doing stand up for yourself now?
So I've always kind of approached like comedy as medicine through life. Like that was my biggest coping mechanism, was finding a way to laugh. Because as soon as you can laugh about something, then it no longer has the power to hurt you. And so, military gallows humor is so common. Like the barracks is very similar to what a comedy green room is. It's just a bunch of dudes like sitting in a barracks, like ribbing each other and shooting the shit and just raw and unfiltered. And so it wasn't too difficult to start writing things as funny because it's how I kind of approach things anyway. And now I see it more. I see like, oh, that could be a bit. I could turn that into a bit, which is pretty funny. But being trans is funny enough. Like, if I can't admit that this is funny, I don't know. It would be depressing, I think.
When you were at Syndicate, or when you're out, do you still trip on which bathroom to use? Like, so when you're at Syndicate, we're at the CrossFit event, we're hanging out, and you have to go pee. What do you do? You just you
Mini
just go
panic
in.
attack.
You
Yeah.
do, yeah. I was thinking about that. I was kind of like, I was feeling for you. I was like, oh, this fucking sucks. My stance is like, fuck that. Men can't go in the women's bathroom. But when I was with you, it's like, no, he can go in or she can go in the women's bathroom. Fuck it. It's kind of interesting how I flipped the script on that in my head,
Well, it's because you know who I am. I'm no longer
like a threat or an
a dude in
unknown.
a
Yeah.
dress who's using it to get access. You know that my intention is not that, right?
Right.
So, um,
Or even
it's
if I don't
tough.
know that, I don't project that onto you. Some random dude on
Right.
the internet that still looks like a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
I'm still projecting, even though I know you. It kind of like let me give you a pass. But the ones that still look like men for some reason, I'm not. I'm like, nah. You're like, I know this is really subjective and maybe fucked up to say, but it's like, hey, you're not committed enough to get to use the women's bathroom.
I don't think that's as fucked up as you think. That's kind of like a new backlash from what were historically known as the transsexuals of the 90s and 2000s. They're slowly starting to come out publicly online as, hey, by the way, I've been trans most of my life. Nobody knew. And pushing back and saying, like, you've got to put effort in. Like, you can't just one day say you're a woman and then all of a sudden have access to women's spaces. Like, there has to be something between that and getting that access. And I agree as well. And yeah, like at Syndicate, it was tough because that's a sports like center, so it's massive gendered bathrooms. There's no family bathroom or gender neutral bathroom, which I would prefer. So it's like, what do I do? Which one do I use? When I was at Joe Rogan's club, I used the men's bathroom in there because I felt like that was going to be less controversial. But it
But
was a
you look
snap
like a
snap
girl. Like if
decision.
like when I'm looking at you now, my brain does not see you as a boy.
Well, it helps that, like in person I'm well, you saw me in person. Like I'm big.
Yeah, you're tall.
I'm
You're really
intimidating
tall.
anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're tall and you have big shoulders. Yeah.
Sure, like CrossFit. But it's tough because like women's bathrooms are more private mostly because they have very like tight stalls that are sealed. Like a men's bathroom, you have these huge gaps in the dividers and stuff. And so like it
They
feels like people can
smell
just see you.
horrible.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, as someone who's experienced women's bathrooms now,
Yeah.
there's some
They're not much
smells.
cleaner. Yeah. Yeah.
There's some battle shits going on in there, let me tell you.
Did anyone say anything to you at the club, at Joe Rogan's club, when you went into the boys' bathroom?
No, one of them looked at me kind of weird, and I just said, "Look, this is what you voted for."
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, because right before I'd used the bathroom, I was watching Tony Hinchcliffe perform, and he pointed me out in the audience. This was right after Kill Tony, but before it had been released. He pointed me out in the audience. He was like, "Oh, you didn't like that joke, ma'am? You're shaking your head, and you didn't like that. This woman doesn't like that, or whatever is what he said." He didn't realize that it was me. I said, "Not quite woman," and he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Are you that trans person?" And we had like a whole exchange in the middle of his set. And then when we left, a lot of people were funneling into the bathroom, and I felt like I'd really given myself out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't want to. There was a very long line of women waiting. And I was like, you know what? The men's bathroom has no line. I'm just going to go in and use it and get out because I feel like because of that exchange that just happened and the
Mm-hmm.
same people were there waiting in line, plus men, I was worried that either a man or a woman was going to decide because everyone was pretty drunk, make a fuss about it. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go in the men's bathroom and crack a joke about it.
I've definitely been places. I don't know if Joe Rogan's club is that kind of place where women are just straight women, like just straight up women are using the men's bathroom. You know what I mean? Like I've been to like raves, or I mean, not in a long time, but I used to go places like that, and there'd be shitloads of the women's line super long, and then women just start going into the men's bathroom. They're like, "Fuck this!" Like,
Right. Yeah, it's tough, right? Because you see that happen. And it's just like a lot of women don't mind me being in there. Like I had
the
women
women
say
don't
like,
mind.
yeah, a lot of women don't mind me being in the women's bathroom, but there are
Yeah,
some that do. So it's like, well, how do I pick,
yeah.
you know?
Have men ever cared about you being in the bathroom? I would never care if there was a woman in the man's bathroom. Like,
They
never.
look very uncomfortable.
They do.
Um, just like I think some women might feel. I feel uncomfortable because I conceal carry. So like there's some places where I can't. And so those
Hmm.
bathrooms, if I have to use a men's bathroom, yes, I'm big and yes, I can defend myself, but if there's a few people and I'm cornered, like, and so
And
I
that's
think
a
it's in,
real threat. Like, hey, fuck you,
yeah,
tranny. We're fucking getting you.
especially drunk men.
Mm.
Yeah. And so if you think about it this way, I tried to contextualize it for people. The same reason women would feel threatened with a man being in their bathroom is the same reason a trans woman would feel threatened being in the men's bathroom. We are considered um, prey to predators. So if there's an actual legit predator in an environment, a trans woman and a cis woman, as they call it, just non-trans, or even trans men, so people who grew up as women and transition to men, they're all seen as women in a predator's eyes, like something to be conquered. So it's like we're all like gonna be a victim either way if there's an actual predator.
And I guess the conundrum there, or maybe it's not a conundrum, is the fact that that's why men and women have different bathrooms to begin with, because there's men who see women
Sure. But the
as
problem,
something to prey
the one
on.
argument though is like, what keeps a predator from going into a women's bathroom today?
Right. Right.
The only
Well, just
difference is
maybe
that you
just
can't just
social norms.
visually,
Yeah.
right?
Like
Social
theoretically,
norms,
you'd hope if
yeah,
you saw a man, just like if you saw a man go in, I mean, this wouldn't happen, unfortunately, unless you weren't, I don't know, in the South. But hopefully, if you see a man go into a woman's bathroom, the other men are like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
right. So that's the only thing is like at least it's identifiable. But then that
Right.
comes that then then you get into the, is a woman too manly looking?
Right.
Like, could
Right.
you
Right.
imagine most CrossFit women
Right.
going into a bathroom and being accused of being trans,
And
and that's
Garrett
starting to happen. Yeah, Garrett, that's starting to
Garrett's
happen.
talked about that. She's like, "Fuck, I go in the women's bathroom and they're like, what the fuck are you doing here?' I go in the men's bathroom and they're like, what the fuck are you doing in here?"
Yeah, so I guess trans women fucked it up for everybody.
Um, Sevon has not been to a concert in a while. A lot of drunk women using the men's room. Yeah, situations
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Tell me about Kill Tony. Uh, how did you? I know people who've tried to get on for months and months. Tell me the whole story. So you're just like, hey, I'm going to do that, and then you got on really quickly.
Yeah, so about 4 weeks prior, I was really struggling finding right wing, right leaning audiences to hear my story. And I was getting so many media requests, doing so much for groups that already kind of agreed that I should be able to serve in the military. And I started asking around. I was like, does anyone know anyone at Fox News? Does anyone know Joe Rogan or how to get on? Or like, couldn't find anyone to help me out. And a lot of people in my circles were advising me against going on any kind of right leaning stuff. And so I just took it upon myself. I said, you know what? I'm a huge fan of Rogan. I'm a huge fan of Tony Hinchcliffe and everything they do. What if I told my story in a funny way and went to some open mics for about a month and tried to get on the show? Maybe I'll get noticed and I'll get an invite to like Rogan or something, and be able to really tell my story. And so that's kind of what happened. I called it Operation Conservative Psyop.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a joke. I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. And so I did. I just wrote up 5 minutes and just kept practicing, and then I found a way to just create 60 seconds that kind of included a joke, but also was very informative. And I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try it. Put my name in the bucket, and I got pulled the first time.
Tell me how it works. My understanding is that there's a bar across the street and then a cafe on one side. The comedy shows in the cafe, and the comedians wait in the bar.
Yeah, so the Comedy Mothership is next door to Shakespeare's, which is a bar. And
Mm-hmm.
so you sign up at Shakespeare's and you wait there, and they have like a PA system. And the executive producers will call over whenever you've been called. And then you've got like 60 seconds to get shuffled down the stairs, through the back alley, into the back of the Mothership Club. And then within seconds, you're on stage. So it's like a whole whirlwind getting up there.
And was there some home cooking? How did you get picked so quickly? Because I've heard of people who've been there for months and months who don't get picked. You don't know?
I don't know. I wish I knew. Like,
Was
the
there some
executive
home cooking? Do
producer,
you think someone was like, "Hey, we got to get this person on"?
maybe because the producer was asking people who were first time signups, like, "Hey, are you actually trying to be a comedian? Or are you just here to like plug a podcast, or basically waste our
Oh,
time? Or did you think about a joke on the plane ride here and you thought this would be really funny to do?" And she almost filtered me out because I was like, "Well, I've been doing it for about 4 weeks, and I've got this really interesting story, like being fired for being trans and stuff." And she's like, "Well, do you actually have jokes?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've got jokes, and it's a great story." That was the only interaction I had with their producers, just like anyone else signing up.
what
So
was her name? What's the executive producer's name? Do you remember?
I forget her name. Yeah, I forget her name. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm sure their producers try to grab some people. Sometimes they have a bunch of men get pulled, and then they'll intentionally find the first woman they pull out of
Mm,
the bucket.
mm.
But I don't know. I don't know if it was cooked or not, but it was
I mean, which
it
is
was
okay.
crazy.
I'm not saying like
Yeah,
it
I
was
don't know.
unethical. It's his fucking show. But
Right.
clearly,
Yeah.
I mean, did you meet people there who've been trying to get on for like 5 months?
Yeah.
They've been there like 100 times.
Yeah. People who've been there trying for months, and then there's a lot of people who do get first time pulled. So it's just, I don't know if it was a little bit of both or just manifestation. I don't know. I don't really believe in that, but
How many comedians were hanging out in Shakespeare's?
there was like over 200.
Holy shit! And
Some
then
days
on
there's 300.
so and your goal was to go there. Did you have any connections with Tony prior to
No.
that?
No. The documentary crew was there with me, and they did some location scouting. so the night before, I was able to perform at a different club at an open mic, and they were able to film me in there. So I don't know if the buzz of me walking down the street with a crew like pointing a camera at me helped my case, or who knows. But no one came out and said, "Oh, we're gonna have you on. We're gonna make sure you're on."
And what's the documentary crew all about?
So there are following me and two other trans service members as like what we do in the post, like being banned from the military, like how we fight back and live our lives afterwards. And so they've been showing up at different like parts of my life that they think are interesting. And so yeah, so they were there as well. And then they were at the racetrack Saturday, and they were at my house yesterday, just filming me like cook dinner with my ex-wife because we're still very close. And
She's hot, by the way. I'd never seen her before until yesterday.
oh, thanks. Yeah, yeah. No, she is. She's a saint. So if it wasn't for her, I would not be who I am today in the best of ways.
Um, Joe, who can you tell me who is it? Who's funding the documentary? Like, how did that happen? Someone, is it like PBS or something? Did they reach out to you?
No, not PBS. So it's a bunch of like nonprofit and grants that are funding it, and they do a lot of like impact film work. They're actually out of like close to you. Like one of the directors is from Santa Cruz. But yeah, so it's they're getting grants from different like I guess organizations. Like I think there's a lot of philanthropy that's funding it. Yeah.
What's interesting, are they struggling with you at all? Because I don't, and maybe it's just because I like you and I don't want to put you in this bucket, but I think I'm right. I don't see you as an activist, and I don't see you as a libtard. I think I see you as someone who has a very sober mind and analytical, and you understand your needs, but you also understand the logic of society. You can be like, yeah, I need to use the women's bathroom, but I also understand um this apprehension from society that's unfamiliar, and you also understand that there's people out there who are taking advantage, of the situation. Are they tripping on you at all? Like, because I project onto those people that they're trying to make some sort, that they're not trying to really speak to the same audience you're speaking to. You almost seem like a lone wolf trying to speak to the conservative side, and
A
that
little
what they're
bit,
trying to
yeah.
do is kind of rally their troops. You know what I mean? As part of what I would call this woke agenda. Do they have any conflict with you in the way you present?
They don't. They're all about capturing me as I am and being
Yeah,
accurate.
yeah.
They're great, but there are organizations that have reached out to me based on what I've posted. Basically, I failed the purity test, like you're saying. But a lot of trans military are more like me, right? We're more
Right.
moderates, and we're more meritocracy like based. Like it doesn't matter, we don't care. Like I was never an activist, but I kind of got thrust into the spotlight and said, well, I need to make the best of this and actually do something with it. Like there's voices, like my story's not being told, and I can either wait around for someone to tell it or I can tell it myself.
Mm, mm.
And I believe it's an important story because yeah, we're not all crazy leftists. Like because I'm trans, most people just assume that I'm free Palestine, I'm all of these things, and they talk to me
Right,
as
like
if
you're just
I already
like you're part
agreed.
of the yeah.
Yeah, and
The
I'm like,
victim, I'm
actually,
in the
I don't
victim
agree with
class.
that.
Yeah, they wanna lump you up with the victim class.
Victim class and also just like social justice type causes,
Mhm.
which sure, some of it I might agree with, but I'm not on the extremes at all. You know, like I'm a gun owner, I'm pro Second Amendment, all sorts of things. I would probably have voted for Republicans if it hadn't been for Trump destroying the Republican Party.
What do you mean, destroying the republic? I thought you were gonna say you wouldn't have voted for Trump if he wasn't gonna kick me out of the military. Oh, how
Well,
did
that
he?
too, yeah. Well, he's not a Republican.
Right.
He's not a conservative by any means. And he came in 2016, came down the golden escalator and destroyed the Flakes, the McCains, the Romneys of the Republican Party and brought in this whole new era of however we can make liberals cry and give them the middle finger and just create chaos. Um, he's not fiscally conservative at all, Like he spends just as much money as the Democrats do, and it's just like, I don't know, it's frustrating. And then he weaponizes the trans issue. And, you know, when you don't have much differences between you and the Democrats, you have to find a couple things and be different on. So trans issues, and then of course abortion, and that creates such a huge wedge. But everything else is very similar. There's not a whole lot of differences. There's more that unites us than divides us, right? But we got to find these fringe issues to make a fuss about.
Uh, um, I'll come back to that. I want to go back to Kill Tony.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
then they grab you, and you have the 60 seconds, and are those 60? Do you have time to be anxious before you go out on stage, or is it so fast that you don't even have time
It's
to be anxious?
really fast. I basically got a 1 minute briefing backstage behind the curtain while the band is making noise and people are laughing and I can hear the other interview going on. And he's like, look, when they talk, just try not to talk because your mic is quieter than theirs and they're just going to talk over you. So wait until they're done speaking to speak. And basically, I wanted to
I
make sure
love
that
that
I
stuff,
was
by the way.
respectful.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of nuances I like. So that red mic is lower than theirs. So if they talk, they get priority over you.
Yeah, at least in the room. I'm sure in post it's different because the
Right.
room audio is way different. Like, if you ever watch old episodes or even recent ones, Tony's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. And you're listening on YouTube, you're like, everything's crystal clear. That's not how it is on that stage. It is so different on that stage. But yeah, so they funnel you in from the back alley. They pat you down, make sure you don't have weapons. They put you in the staircase, and you climb up the staircase to the back of the stage. And there's a producer back there, and he gives you the whole spiel about what to do, what not to do. He's like, look, when you go out there, grab the mic stand. If you're going to remove the mic, move the mic stand to the right. Kind of like all these directions. And then he was really good at keeping me calm. Like he was really good at like, oh, this is going to happen. You've got plenty of time, no need to feel rushed and all of this stuff. All right, here you go. And like, then I was like pushed out. But it reminded me of like, before skydiving or before like bungee jumping, like how they kind of would have to talk to you so that we don't get amped up, and that's the kind of like calm, collective talk. And the whole time I'm just doing 4 seconds in, hold 4 seconds out, like just trying to do breathing exercises to keep myself grounded.
And he kept you out there for 15 minutes, like
It
14 minutes and 31 seconds. I was like, holy
When
shit,
I
this
came
is
back in, I was like, I
amazing.
think it was like 8 minutes. I didn't realize
Double
how long
that.
it was, but it was like tunnel vision. So I didn't even see Tim Butterly until he handed me the joke book at the end because I didn't catch it. And he handed it. I never saw his face until then. I didn't
Uh-huh.
see the band
Yeah,
at
you didn't
all.
even look at, I thought when you would tell jokes, I kept waiting for you to look at over at the panel to see if they landed, and you didn't. You just stayed focused
Yeah.
on your bit.
Well, I was so nervous and the lights were so harsh. I was scanning the room trying to find people and I couldn't find anyone but barely shadowed faces in the front row.
Mm-hmm.
So like I noticed when I watched back, the nervousness was coming out in my panning. I was doing a lot of quick panning,
Mm-hmm.
which was unnatural for me. Usually I tell a little bit more of a joke and then move and tell, but at one point I think I was just like doing this.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
Um,
remember that. But I do remember your jokes were very sober, and I was like, oh, I was thinking, oh, these are great jokes. Um, if your inflection was different, you would have gotten more laughs, but they were great jokes. So
yeah.
maybe that was your nervousness. I
Yeah,
mean, you
the
just
delivery was
delivered them.
not quite there.
You delivered them so matter of fact, but they were great.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of my style. I've been trying to work on making it more energetic and fun, but I'm trying to keep more of that like deadpan approach to it because I feel like it's funny on its own. But then the interview, I got some more jokes out. So the shopping for vaginas was a joke I was
Yes, that was
practicing the
good.
night before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then what else was there? The one about the lesbian with the strap on. That was another joke
Yes,
I was working. Now they're all loosely true stories, but
yeah.
I had just been practicing them at open mic the night before. Like I'd written them that weekend. And so I was trying to set up the interview to get them to ask me questions so I could tell more jokes.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, I've got stories, and I just waited for them to ask for it because then I knew I would have them on my side if they asked for me to tell the story.
Isn't it interesting to sometimes I do a lot of bits on this show, and even my wife will be like, "Did that happen?" I'm like, "No, I totally made that up." like even my
Yeah.
wife. So it's like like it's kind of true,
Yeah.
but like you put an extra tit jiggle in there or something. Or there was
Yeah,
like there
you
were three
I
penises,
tell
but you say there's six in the room. You just kind of
yeah,
add some
you
penises to the
crank
story.
up the
Yeah,
absurdity, right?
yeah, yeah. I
Or
mean,
you
it's
look at it from a different perspective, right? So like a
right.
lot of joke telling is, hey, this happened. What if I was the other person? Or what if I was the other person I was came from this background? Or what if that person had responded this way instead? How funny would that be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you walk out there, and are those two? They used to have one. They have this one super beaver there that delivers the drinks, but now I saw there's two super beavers. Do you see them back there?
Super beavers. What?
Those crazy hot chicks that they have.
Oh, you mean like Heidi that comes out?
I don't know their names, but they got these chicks that come out that are crazy
Oh
looking.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's Tony was really into WWE growing up.
Uh huh.
So if you think about that whole show being WWE influenced,
Uh huh.
it starts to make sense, right? But Heidi
Okay.
was backstage when I was back there, and she was. I remember this because I was standing there waiting. She walks by and she's eating fried chicken nuggets, and she's like, "These chicken nuggets are so good." Da, 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 da." Like, and she's tiny, like especially
She
with
is.
me standing next to her, she is
Yeah.
like short and just like I could put my hands around her waist like this,
Yeah.
like
She looks like she could eat
tiny.
a hamburger. She looks like she could eat a hamburger or two.
Yeah, I mean, she's like my ex-wife, just tiny.
Uh huh.
And so yeah,
With
it's just
huge bolt-ons. Huge.
yeah, yeah.
And was the other chick back
Yeah.
there too? Or are they just hanging out
No,
back
there was
there?
just Heidi when I was there for my episode. But yeah, it's so weird. Like then you get out there and you do the whole thing, and it's like I was just so locked in because I'd watched so many episodes leading up to it, making sure I was prepared and I was ready. I was like, what do the bucket pulls do that Tony doesn't like, and what do they do that he does like?
Mm-hmm.
And so I tried not to give crazy long answers. I tried to be funny, but I also tried to just look at him and focus on him like it's a real interview and not try to like make a bit out of everything. And so I don't know. I think it went well. I think they ran out of time. I think he was going to offer me something like maybe a golden ticket or an appearance later. But if you notice, he kept asking a couple questions. I would answer one of them and he would move on to another question. And I think he kind of ran out of time at the end. So I'm trying to get back on. I'm going Friday. I'm flying down Friday and I'm going to do 3 more weeks. I got an Airbnb. I'm going to do 3 more weeks. I'm trying to get my sequel.
Holy shit. Do you have your bit ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
God, I'm so excited. It was so
Yeah.
exciting. It was like um my wife and I sat down yesterday and watched the whole thing. And then we watched
Oh,
all the
nice.
like little, just stuff that, the shorter videos, it serves at YouTube. If you type in Joe Ellis kill Tony, it serves up that video. And then there's like short videos of other people talking about it, or people put montages together where it actually shows the hell. Have you seen that one? Someone put together
Yeah,
one that
the
actually
lore,
shows
it's
the
like the
crap.
KT
Yeah.
lore. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's kind of cool because I, I really like that, because for people who don't follow your story, then they can be like, oh
Right.
shit, this shit is true.
Yeah, the lawsuit stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's a wild ride and I came out of there just wiped and I remember I went back to the bar and then just started drinking a drink and it was like maybe not even an hour later there was they let the audience out and they were just in
Hmm.
the street and they saw me and they recognized me like, hey, we just saw you on Kill Tony in there and you were great and you made me think about things differently. And I was like, what, really? And they're like,
Oh,
yeah, I
that's
think you've
awesome.
changed minds. And then I got a flood of DMs after the episode released of just people telling me like, you really humanized this issue. I didn't realize you were the kind of person that they were kicking out of the military, which is a success. Like that's exactly what I
Yes.
wanted.
Yes. How
Yeah.
many people in the audience, Joe?
I think it's about 400.
So you and they're packed in there. So when you look
It's
out there,
packed.
it's intense.
Well, you can't see them, but you know you can feel them. Like you can tell they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're standing, like it's nighttime, but you're standing next to a herd of cattle. Like they're there.
Yeah. Yeah. The enemy was out there. So I went into enemy territory and like I'm such a nerd when it comes to stuff because I was homeschooled and movies and stuff, and I just liken it to Gladiator. Like if you win over the mob, you can defy an emperor. So I'm winning over the
Explain that
mob.
to me. Oh, if you win over the mob. Yeah.
Yeah, you can defy the emperor, right? Like
Yeah.
because Russell Crowe's character basically because the crowd was on his side.
Yeah.
Caesar couldn't do anything about him. And so that's how I feel. It's like I I come from that world. I come from that conservative right-leaning world. Like I can speak their language. I understand their fears and their curiosities. And I'm just trying to bridge that. I'm trying to be that voice. And part of it, like jumping into your live chat, like I used to be in the CrossFit world. I was like, look, I speak your language too, but also y'all are always talking about trans people. At least at the time, there was a lot of trans news. And I was like, hey, I'm trans and I also don't agree. And that's kind of how we got connected.
Right.
But that's just how I feel. Like every comedy set I saw in Austin when I was down there last time had like trans jokes. And they were just not great. They were super hacky, like very stereotypical, like punching down. Now Tony and like Joe Rogan have some really funny trans jokes, and that's like I love a good one. But right now, it's like everywhere I went, it's like they were talking about me, like so to speak, right? Like I was just like, look, if y'all are gonna talk about me, at least let me have a voice too, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's great. I think that's great. And the thing is that the thing with the trans issue that makes it different than so many other issues is in itself, it's not hurting anyone. I mean, and I think that's kind of where it jumped the line, right? Like, I grew up in the Bay Area. I went to all the Love Fest. I went to all the raves. I went to the erotic exotic ball. And it was like almost all gay people and trans people, or at least 50%, right?
Sure.
And there was, and those were the funnest people to party with. They were free. They were crazy. I went to all the plays in San Francisco my mom would take me to, and there were always, I don't know if they were trans, but cross-dressing, you know what I mean? Men
Something,
playing
yeah.
women.
Gender
Yeah.
bending, yeah.
Yeah. And then so no one gives a shit if, well, I shouldn't say no one. Of course, there's still a lot of people who give a shit. But I think what happened is then all of a sudden I take my kid to the Berkeley Public Library and there's a man who, it's clearly a man, but he's dressed as a woman and it's not Halloween and he's reading to
Sure.
my kid. But it's clearly a man. You know what I mean? It's got a beard, but it's got tits, has high heels, but it's a dude. And then at that point you're like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah. I mean,
And
there,
so as soon
yeah,
as it's kind of, you know what I mean? So, and that's how,
yeah.
that's the that's the sensationalizing of it, is that the agenda is being pushed. There's almost like a recruitment effort. You've probably heard the same thing about the Jews want to run countries with religious law, but they're not prophesizing. The Christians don't want to run countries with Christian law. Cool. The Muslims are prophesizing and they want to run countries with Muslim law. That's where you feel like, okay, hold on. You know what I mean? And
I
so
wouldn't say the Christians don't want to put law because Texas has just passed a law that the Ten Commandments have to be in public schools. So
that they have to be. Okay,
that
fine.
they have to have them posted. They have to be at least a certain size. That way you can't make them microscopic. They have to be in a place where people will see them. Like there is white national like Christians and evangelicals. Like I come from that world, and they would prefer there be religious law.
Right. I heard the ones that passed it in Texas were actually black guys.
The laws or
Yeah, you said you called them white nationalists, but I heard they were black.
oh, sorry.
I made that up,
yeah.
Joe. I made that
It
up.
could be like
It's not. It's not.
I didn't mean that those laws were passed by, but there are like white nationalists. But
yeah,
yeah, and then you have like those.
I made that up.
What are those neighborhoods that they're like trying to be all white right now? Like,
Oh,
have you seen those?
No.
Yeah, there's like this commune that's being built somewhere that's like trying to be
Oh,
all
like
white
in
people.
Idaho or something?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wonder if
I forget the details,
would
but
I be allowed in there?
probably you're white enough.
Hmm.
It's just weird to me. Like, yeah, like I don't agree with any of it. Like, and
No,
and
this
it's
is
tough
a
because
this is a lie, Daniel. Didn't the Secretary of Defense just retweet a pastor saying women shouldn't vote? No, this is just more lies by Pat Lange. What he did was he posted something of a guy who had previously said that
right.
women shouldn't vote. So Pat, there you go, lying again for your own
Well, that's
agenda.
how the news will spin it. Instead of it saying Pete tweeted something that was this, but this guy that he retweeted also said that. It would be like me sharing something you said and someone saying, well, don't you know that Savon asks about periods and is super inappropriate?
Yeah.
And then the story would be Joe reposts, sexist CrossFit commentator.
Right. Exactly. Thank you,
Yeah.
Pat, you douche. There was something here. In schools, they teach kids about LGBTQ agenda all day, every day in public schools. Yeah, and that the blur there is that that's a religion too, but it doesn't get categorized as a religion.
Right.
Not justifying the Ten Commandments, but it is
Sure, sure.
right, right.
Well, I think the issue there is that they don't do that. They don't teach all day, every day LGBTQ stuff.
Well, we're seeing
Like,
classrooms with the like you'll see a classroom with a trans flag or a pride flag in it, and just that flag
sure.
being in there, don't you think that that's an element of teaching that every day?
It it could be, right? But it's not forced by the government that that flag be there, whereas the Ten
No,
Commandments
you're
are
right.
being. Yeah.
Right, right, right,
Yeah.
right.
I wouldn't agree with having flag. Like, I don't put flags on my lawn. I don't put who I vote for on my lawn. Like, I just don't like identifying myself by someone else's voice because now I'm responsible for everything they say or do. But it's just one of those things where, like, yeah, like there are some schools that do it. There are a bunch of schools that don't. Like, my daughter just graduated high school. Like, there was no LGBTQ indoctrination happening in Southeast Virginia schools.
Mhm.
So I don't know where it's coming from. There's some private schools that do some weird shit, but they're trying to give vouchers for people to have more private schools. So who knows what the real answer is? I mean, homeschooling is the best if you can do that.
Have you seen? I agree. Have you seen anyone say that you do all this for attention?
Plenty.
Yeah. Where does that? Some people have DM'd me that, hey, Joe's just seeking attention. Um,
Yeah. Well, I
th-
am
there,
in a way.
but in that part, you're honest about.
Yeah.
Like someone could say that about me too. Like, hey, why does he come on every morning? He's just seeking attention. But I couldn't make the. I mean, I feel like I've had a lot of male gay friends over the years who are like, I wouldn't describe them as narcissistic, but they're self-obsessed. But I've also known, athletes are self-obsessed or,
Yeah.
um,
Anyone who posts on social media is asking for attention.
right. I don't get that vibe from you that you're,
Yeah.
I don't even know what a narcissist is, so I don't want to use that word, but, outside of seeking to bring attention for your cause or to build this bridge, is there any validity to that?
I think
I
so.
would
If you
think that it
look
would
at
be the opposite. You wouldn't want attention. Like, hey, dude, I
well,
just want to slip under the radar and use the fucking girls' bathroom. Like, leave me alone.
yeah, and I don't even necessarily want to use the girls' bathroom. I just want to use a bathroom. Like,
Right. Yeah. I meant
it's
metaphorically,
comfortable.
but
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
No, I
Yeah.
hear
Yeah.
you. I
Yeah.
hear you. Well, it's clear, right? Like, my history shows that I'm not doing. I wasn't originally set out to do this for attention. I transitioned, and when I did that, I locked down all of my social media to the point to where people thought I was dead the morning of the crash or the day after the crash, and that I was the pilot, and no one could easily tell that I was alive because I was non-existent in social media. Because it's dangerous to be public and out as a trans person. We're getting targeted for everything. Like, everything that happens, whether a Tesla is set on fire or someone goes into a school and shoots it up, the first thing you see, the Twitter sphere and the manosphere report, is it was probably one of those unstable trans people because their hormones are all over the place and they're jacked up on all these drugs. And it's just crazy stuff because people take TRT all the time and they're not considered crazy. But it's something that's so common. So when I started transitioning, I wanted to lock everything down. Plus, I was serving, so I didn't want any backlash because I'm affiliated with the military. And so, yeah, I didn't want any attention. I wanted to live a quiet life, fly my helicopter. But, this is what you voted for, America. I could be flying my Blackhawk right now. Instead, I'm here telling dick jokes. And it's just, it's what I've got to do because what is the alternative? I don't go on these podcasts. I don't tell my story. And once again, someone else is speaking for me. And that's how we got in this mess to begin with, is no one was speaking in a moderate, pragmatic way about these issues. They were just talking in extremes. Either nobody is trans, they're all, predators who get off on the idea of dressing up. And then the other side is everyone can be trans. You don't need a medical diagnosis. It's not a mental health condition. And if they say you're a woman, you should just believe them. And neither of those are the correct answer, right?
The way the Venn diagram goes, and I'm so fucking guilty of this, is like if you're a shooter, right? You have mental health issues. Like there's no
Sure.
Yeah, like and then if you want to switch, if you want to change your genitalia, you have mental health issues, and so they cross. And so
Yeah.
people like me can become myopic and just be like, okay, I'm looking for that, right?
Yeah.
When it can be any, which you're do you think that being trained wanting to be the opposite sex a mental health issue? God,
Oh, well,
that's so vague. I apologize for asking
I
that so
totally
vaguely.
believe, no, like gender dysphoria is a mental health issue and that
What
should
is
be
gender
required.
dysphoria? Define that for me.
So it's in the DSM. It used to be gender identity disorder, and before that, it was transsexualism.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's the idea that there's an incongruence between how you feel and what you physically have when it comes to your sex. And so gender dysphoria has taken that a little bit different approach to say your gender identity is different than your sex assigned at birth. So it's a different way of kind of saying the same thing. There's a disconnect somewhere, and they believe based on some research they've done with like cadavers of people who identified as trans, that it has something to do with brain development while you're in the womb. That it could either be environmental or just a normal variation that happens where your brain develops more in certain sizes and places like a natal woman does if you're born as a boy. So I call it intersex of the brain because we know most people admit there's an intersex condition where physically you're born with certain genitalia or you're born with gonads but not a penis or whatever, like, and they have to do something to correct that. And so gender dysphoria in my mind, I call it just intersex of the brain, the idea that there's a disconnect there. And there's some people I think where they have low grade gender dysphoria and they can move on and cope through life for so long and maybe their entire life. And then there's some people where it's so severe they need to do something about it.
I'm
Um,
struggling with this word dysphoria. Like
yeah,
if it's normal, then I can't accept dysphoria.
sure.
let me paint something for you. So there's a boy and he's good at dancing. He really enjoys hanging out with the girls because of the way they intellectually
Yeah,
stimulate him. When he cartwheels, his legs are he has good cartwheels. Do you know what I
sure.
mean? And he's manifesting things that look like more like the activities or stereotypes of girls that are maybe inherent to their makeup, right? The way they socialize, uh,
Yeah.
the way they move, their body awareness is. I can't accept that
None
as
of that means that they have dysphoria though. Those are just behaviors. There
right,
are
but
effeminate men that are not dysphoric about being effeminate men.
really,
Yeah.
isn't well? Okay, then isn't the dysphoria shit just like if you're? I'm just not accepting the fact that it's a dysphoria that it just is like, hey, there's just dudes
Well,
who just
then there's
like
just people that are
just have female like have
yeah,
traditionally female
interests. Yeah.
skills, abilities,
But how
talents.
much of that is nurture versus nature? Like I
Well,
didn't
I've definitely
I
seen
wasn't
it where
drawn to
I've
super
definitely seen it where
feminine things.
you weren't, but weren't you
No.
drawn to women's clothes at a young age?
Well, yeah, yeah, like definitely that, but I wasn't drawn to necessarily taking on every behavior that society
Right,
had a woman do.
not
Like,
every.
yeah, I would work on cars, I would do all sorts of things, and women do those things
Oh,
too. So,
right.
right, like if you think
But
about it,
not really. I mean, just like let's speak in generalization. So what you're saying is you
yeah,
had
like I joined the military, so it's like,
right,
but
right.
women do that
And
too. So
right, and
it's,
I think of that as like a lesbian trait. I mean,
well, yeah,
just like playing softball. I mean, I'm
sure,
super overgeneralizing. I get it,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I just
it's
have
tough.
I have trouble thinking of that as a mental health issue or that deserved to be in the DSM just because a guy wants to do traditionally girl things. I
But
just
there's a
think of
difference
it as
between
like,
wants to do traditionally girl things and inherently feels disconnected from being a boy.
yeah, that's okay. So okay, that's the part I guess I don't,
Yeah. I
cuz the
like to
only
use like
thing that makes
my
me a
hiking
boy in
boot.
my mind is like my penis. And then everything else is kind of like before I became a father, everything else is
Yeah.
in like shaving, just really superficial shit.
Sure. I mean that's it's different for everybody, right? Like
I don't
Uh,
know. I don't know.
the idea of presenting to the world and getting feedback from the world as being more woman than man resolved so many internal
Oh,
issues,
oh,
right? That I
yeah.
had before. It wasn't because I didn't like being a guy who had some female interests. I didn't like being a guy.
Hey, you didn't
Like,
like the world addressing you as a guy.
I didn't like being in circles of men and trying to be like them, like trying to say what they would say. Like, I always felt like I was like hiding and masking because it didn't click. But for some reason, this makes sense, and homosexuality used to be in the DSM, and now it's not. So I don't know, like, what do we say is normal and what's not normal? Like, depression is a mental health condition, and we treat that, and we don't say that they're not. Well, I guess we do. Like, we used to say that. We used to say like, oh, you're not really depressed. Just stop being so sad, right? Just
Yeah.
be a boy. Just be a boy. Why can't you just be a girly man? Like
Let me
I
ask you
tried for
this.
30 years.
Let me ask you this. Uh, recently, someone told me a story of they didn't want their child to be short, so they gave their son hormone blockers because somehow there were some studies that showed that if you gave a man hormone blockers, somehow it does something, interrupts his growth, does delays, and then you pull him off, and then he'll grow taller. And I'm thinking, you're out of your fucking mind. I would rather be 2 feet tall than do that to my fucking kid.
Right.
But and I know this is the parent projecting it onto the kid,
Sure.
but we've also seen stories where like a really short dude will fucking cut out a piece of his thigh and they put some titanium rods in there and make him 2 inches taller, or or
Sure.
or people buying stuff to put in their shoes to make them taller. Like all of this shit seems like completely batshit
Yeah.
crazy to me, as opposed to like, hey man, you got to just get over that thought of being short and just like accept it
Yeah.
and move on.
Right.
You have to fucking accept it. And what you're saying is either, this is fucked up what I'm about to say to you. Either I'm wrong um or you're wrong. Do you know what I mean by that? Like why can't you just be like, why can't you just, I think I think that the way to get to the other side is to accept it and not fucking take drugs and not have the surgery. Just be like, "Hey dude, it's all just a thought. Can't you just let those thoughts go?"
But they've done that. So people have done that, right? And their mental health deteriorates, and not everybody, some people cope, but like if you could live a more fulfilling life, why wouldn't you? Like it's just a weird
But
like
isn't the more
like
fulfilling go ahead, sorry.
yeah, yeah, no, I'm just saying like it's just a weird way to tell people like, "Hey, there's this thing that will help you." Um but you should just white knuckle it instead and make sure and hope that that works out.
Okay, let me say this. But by the way, I've kind of already justified your situation in my head. Like I've given a metaphor that basically I'm
Yeah.
talking about software and you're talking about firmware.
Yeah.
Did you kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even as a woman now, Joe, there are
Sure.
things you're gonna have to
Adjacent, woman adjacent. Yeah.
you there are things that you are gonna have to work on, that we all have insecurities that we all have to work on, like the Buddha.
Sure.
You're gonna have to be like, hey man, I gotta let that story go. Right?
Well, there's some things like that are just normal human things. Like, oh, I don't like the way I looked in that photo is not, I need to go get a surgery over it. It's
Right,
the
right.
normal insecurity, right? So I, before I even had physical changes from estrogen, I immediately felt better once my testosterone level had plummeted.
Oh.
So I started getting benefits not even necessarily from the physical manifestations, but from the internal feelings of
When did
changing
you
my
start taking
hormones.
estrogen? How many years ago?
Let's see, about 2023, September 23.
And has it been pretty smooth? Like
Yeah,
consistent?
yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, we started slow and ramped up, and as you ramp up with estrogen, your testosterone naturally comes down.
Yeah.
And then that was a huge relief, was getting the impulsivity of testosterone away, getting the spontaneous erections, like all of those things was like a huge benefit to my mental health. Like I felt like I was no longer under this fog of testosterone. I was like, wow, I can really think and approach things the way that I always tried to, but I was constantly being harassed by my own biology, right? And I've tried everything. Like, you know me, I'm mentally tough, CrossFit, pilot, you name it. If
Yeah.
there was a way I could have overcome it, and that's why I waited so long. That's why I was in my 30s thinking, no, I can still beat this. No, I can still beat this. And then it just got to the point of like, do I really want to be 70 and then start transition? Because that's finally when I decide. And you see stories of that happening too, like people near their end of their life. And it's just like, well, how do I want to go out? Like, you know, one of the Stoic principles is like memento mori, like always remember death comes for all of us. And you only get one life. So it's like, if there's a way to live a more fulfilling and fun life and it requires some things that I do to myself that other people don't understand, well, that's life. Like you do things to your body that I don't understand, that I wouldn't do, like trimming your pubes in the kitchen and shit. Like that's weird. But you know, it is, or circumcision. I don't understand why someone did that to me. Like I don't get it. So I just, it's weird that we need to, I think because it's such a physical or visual representation of a mental health condition, I think that's what is staggering for people. And then there's the people who use it for advantage or the ones that are fetishizing it and things like that. And I think all of that, and then of course drag queens, which are gay men telling stories to children, I think all of that gets lumped in together as one thing called trans. And like if you talk to legit drag queens, they don't like trans women performing because they said that's not what drag is supposed to be. Drag is supposed to be a guy doing a caricature of a woman.
Mm.
A trans woman who comes in with estrogen grown breasts and body fat that has moved into different places to look more womanly is a disadvantage to all the drag queens competing because they are doing it the way it's supposed to be, which is a man doing it, not someone who's changing themselves to look more like a woman.
Oh, why why didn't you go over the top? Like your surgery, I can't believe I was looking at pictures of you yesterday and you're the what is it called? Facial aesthetics.
Facial feminization, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they did, but they did make you look way more feminine. You're not covered in makeup. Why have you chosen to just like you are very
I just want to look
controlled and,
normal.
and tempered and like yeah, you haven't done any like, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
don't look like it. You just like if I just saw you, if I didn't know and I just looked at you right now, or like that when you put yourself next to Dan Perino, I would for sure say you're a girl. Like my radar is not like firing.
Yeah. Well, because I'm not trying to stand out. I'm trying to blend in. I want to assimilate into culture because our culture is a binary world. And I'm not trying to make the world around me change for me so I can be this other thing. I am trying to play by the world's rules. And so I can do that more comfortably this way than before when I was trying to play by the world's rules as a guy and just constantly uncomfortable trying to masquerade as one.
Mm.
You know, and I'm not,
Does any party you wish you could have just slid silently into the like if you could go back, would you and you could change history, would you make it so that the helicopter thing never happened for you? Like if you could control that, would you be like, I wish I
yeah.
was never like outed
Yeah.
because you were
Yeah.
outed?
Yeah, I was outed to the world. I wasn't even out to certain family members yet.
Oh shit.
Yeah, my neighbor was knocking on my door asking if I was okay, and he didn't really even know that I had transitioned. He just knew that that was me. He was like, "Are you
Holy
all right? Like,
shit.
I see what's happening online or whatever." Like, I was so early in transition when all this went down, um, which is why, like, I'm just now doing voice therapy. Like, I'm just now seeing a voice therapist to try to like work on my voice and stuff. Like, I'm still such a baby trans, you know? Like,
Yeah.
and I was put all over the world, and I instantly stopped focusing on transition goals and started focusing on just speaking out and trying to put out a strong front. But if I could really go back and have it any way, I would just have been comfortable being one of the other sex. Like I would just have loved to have been a guy and be comfortable as that. I would have loved to have been a girl and be
Oh,
comfortable with that.
oh,
I would have loved to have not had gender dysphoria.
right.
Like I don't want this. Like it's a rough life. Like I'm no longer romantically involved with my spouse who we had a great marriage. It's not like it ended because it was already bad. Like, no, it's still great. Like, we're still very much together. It's just different now. And like, now that the ban has come, now I'm losing something that I worked a lot of years for, is to be a pilot. That was so important to me. Why would I want to throw all of that out if it wasn't real? You
That
know, put
shit's
it all on the
intense
line.
because I would never. There's nothing like any of my insecurities. Like it's shit like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have eaten that bowl of cereal last night. Do you know what I mean? Or things that's some pretty heavy shit. What you just said.
Well, thank you. And I used to be overweight as a kid, and so I think I used to assign a lot of my discomfort to that. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's why I got into really like CrossFit and got really fit, and that helped a little bit. But it's similar to like how people who are really overweight talk about once they finally lose weight, like how much better they feel in general about their body and everything. That's how I feel transitioning.
Mm.
I feel that kind of like, wow, everything is just easier, even though, externally people trying to make it harder on me. Like,
Right.
I am more content and fulfilled than I've ever been going through life, even with all the craziness that's happened to me.
Who is your best friend through all of this? Like your mom or your dad or your wife, your
My
ex-wife?
wife.
Your
Yeah.
ex-wife is? Yeah.
Yeah, my parents, it's like the elephant in the room. They're very conservative Christian. I was really close to my brother. He doesn't talk to me anymore. He said I was possessed by a demon. Like Matt Walsh type
I
rhetoric.
don't uh is that's the guy on Twitter who outed you?
No, this is a different guy. Matt Wallace. It's
Oh, Matt
confusing.
Walsh. Yeah,
Matt
yeah, I
Wallace
got
is
the two.
yeah.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Matt Walsh is the guy who like is very anti-trans and tells people to have more kids and like like that kind of personality. But yeah, it's like that idea of like, oh, you're just possessed by a demon and you'll never be a woman. And I told my brother, I'm like, I'm not trying to be a woman. I'm just trying to be whoever I am, that's more comfortable. Like
Look,
it's so hard to explain, right?
this is a great compliment. Who is this chick? Sebie trying to bang her? Yes, so what?
Yeah.
Oh shit, we're live. Thought we were just having a meeting, just the two of us.
Yeah. Well, I see Jeremy in there. He really doesn't like me, but that's okay.
I wonder. I sometimes wondered that people. I get this feeling with Danielle Brandon that men who don't like her, it's because they think that they can't have her. And so when sometimes my radar goes off that men don't like you, it's because they're uncomfortable with the fact that they want to fuck you, like they want to be naked
Oh
with
my
you and
God.
shower with
That's
you.
one of my bits. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when
I
I walk
seriously
into a
think that.
room,
I think
yeah.
that they're like, oh fuck, and everything just gets like, you know what I mean? Like they're afraid they're gonna accidentally end up with your dick in their mouth.
Yeah, it's funny. Like they ascribe all of their insecurities onto me. Like I don't like that you're making me feel this way about, it's like
Right.
does that make me gay? I was like, no, you're not gay if you're attracted to someone who looks like a woman. Like that
Right.
doesn't mean you're gay. Like it's so confusing.
It's
But
gay when you put their dick in your mouth, though.
yeah, I mean, as long as you keep your eyes
But if you
closed.
want, but if you are gay, like, hey, just embrace it.
Exactly. Like if you happen to be attracted to a trans woman, just embrace it. Like why do you have to be uncomfortable about that? And so one of the things I say is like when I walk into a room and someone finds out I'm trans, the first two questions they ask is, does she still have a dick and would I fuck her?
Mm.
And the answer is usually both. Yes to both of those things. I still do have a dick and yes, you would, sir. You would fuck me because trans porn is like one of the top 5 porn categories.
Is it
Okay,
really?
it's not a bunch of trans women watching trans porn.
Right,
Like there's not
right,
enough of
right,
us.
right.
Yeah,
I don't watch it at all. I'm afraid I might like it. I'm terrified of accidentally seeing it.
yeah,
Like, what if I chubbed
yeah,
up?
yeah.
I'm
It's like
terrified.
heroin, right? Like you
Yeah,
sometimes you just don't want to try it.
yeah. I'm just like, nah, no. But
Yeah.
but I do have but I do every once in a while someone will send a video. By the way, people who you guys wouldn't believe send them these videos, and it's some super hot chick getting out of a hot tub, and then her waist comes above the water, and she's got a fucking 10-inch cock. And I
Sure.
know a lot of guys don't like that, but I think those are fucking amazing. Oh, look at David Wheat trans porn.
I think it's funny. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like OnlyFans, like the problem with people say, "Oh, trans women are so sexualized and they like to like." Well, yeah, and it's also because we lose our jobs and sex work is a way to make money. And so it's kind of like a catch-22. It's like society tears us down to where a lot of trans women find themselves doing sex work or OnlyFans or porn or whatever. But then we make a lot of money because so many men pay for
Right.
it.
Right.
It's not women that come to OnlyFans for trans women. It's men.
Is it fun? Have you had? Is it? Is having a penis kind of a novelty
It is.
now with you?
There's
Like,
like
is it kind of fun? Like you could be at a party and it could be the worst party ever, and like you can juggle 6 balls, and everyone like elite that gives everyone like 5 minutes of like holy shit. Is it
yeah.
fun like in that way? Like you
It's fun in
can
threesomes.
yeah, like you can entertain with it.
Well, as a threesome, I can please the man and the woman. So
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's fun. It's fun fucking with people. Like
Yeah, I would enjoy that too.
it makes people so uncomfortable. Like when I crack a trans joke that they think they're not supposed to laugh at.
Right.
Like I can see them like trying not to laugh but finding it funny. I'm like, it's okay. Like it's okay. Like comedy's legal again.
I have the T card. I have the T card.
Yeah.
You have the N card. I have the T card.
Well, it's just like the word tranny. Like I try to use that more too because I'm like, just take it back. Like,
Yeah, totally take it back. It was never that was never an offensive word when I was a kid.
well, it's
That was
funny
ne-
because they only call trans women that. They never call trans men trannies.
Oh yeah, another thing. You're right. Hey, are there any people in the military who are completely under the radar, who the military doesn't even know that they're there, that are trans?
Yeah.
There are.
Yep.
They've just
Yeah.
pulled it off. That's like
Yeah.
Academy Award. That's like Academy Award shit. You should get like
I mean, there's people that came in that way because when you came in as trans, you had to be done with everything. You couldn't come in needing surgeries and stuff.
right.
And so, and then a lot of people, when they allowed open service, we transitioned while serving because we were already in, and so we had to transition during that time. And we followed our army policy to transition and out ourselves. And then a few years later, they're like, actually, because you did that, now you're disqualified. It's like, well, I was only doing what you said I could do, so why are you punishing me for it?
Yeah. Hey, none of those people. Yeah, that's a. Do those people get those like? Do you get? Will you get your 20 years?
No.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That part I don't fucking get. You can't
No,
do
I'm
that
at
to
six. I'm
people.
at 16 years, early
You
retirement.
can't be like. You can't just be
Yeah.
like, hey, dude, put me at a fucking desk job or something. Like, what are you doing? I've been great. Like, there's no appeals. Like, hey, let me talk to someone. Meet me. I'm
There's
fucking cool as
nothing.
shit. Nothing.
There's nothing, and that's what my dad told me as he voted for Trump. He's like, well, he won't kick out the good ones that can deploy like you.
And he did.
Well, and yeah, it's everybody. It's a purge. There's no exceptions. The only exception is if you've never attempted transition.
So there's some line you crossed, like with some pill you took or some. There's some. What's the line that you can't? Okay.
The
What?
line that I crossed was following the policy in order to transition in the military. Because I followed that policy that crossed all of the lines of the exceptions they're allowing right now. The only exception you can get is if you've never been unstable in your sex assigned at birth, which means you don't really have gender dysphoria. And then the other exception or the other part of that is, and you've also never attempted a transition. And they said that commanders can refer soldiers to medical evaluations if they suspect that they might be exhibiting symptoms of gender dysphoria. So if someone dresses up like a woman, for example, and they're a man on a weekend at a party, a commander can be like, you know what? That behavior looks kind of trans-like, so I'm going to send them to a medical evaluation just to make sure they're okay. So they're it's like hunting us, right? Just like in Don't Ask, Don't Tell, or even before that, right? It's like, oh, someone looks gay, so I'm going to report them and accuse them of being gay. Like there was a lot of that going on back when gay people couldn't serve openly.
Now, is this going to trickle? Is that going to happen too, where they don't allow gay people to serve?
I don't know. I think they're going to leave that one alone for right now. It's just weird because they're telling us because they have
Appeals?
gender dysphoria.
Have you tried to appeal?
Yeah, yeah.
There's no form. There's just no way. There's no official like, hey, choose B to appeal.
No, because I don't meet the criteria of it, and they're taking away our board process where we get to sit in front of a group that decides our fate like any other separation we get. They're saying it's automatically decided. So I don't even get to have my records looked at and say, no, I should be retained because I am a functional, capable person. They offered an exception to the early retirement where people between 15 and 18 years that were trans could get a prorated retirement. And then just last week, they said, no, actually, we already approved a bunch of these, but we're going to cancel them. You're not going to get it anymore. So they threw us a bone and then they took it away again anyway.
Um, I heard you say in an interview that you were still deployable after you went through the process, like 6 or 8 week process.
Yeah,
I had
six
a
weeks.
I have a friend who's in. I haven't asked him about what you said, but I remember a year or two ago he said that he was on a fort on a base, and there were 3 people who were going through transition, and they were not deployable
You're not
because of all the
deployable
med.
during the time, but you're deployable after.
How, and so if you were and you have you been had you been deployed?
Not since, no, because our deployment got canceled. We were supposed to go to Sinai, but that deployment got canceled.
And if you would have been
Not because
deployed,
of
do they
me,
have
but
to bring you have to bring like a year's worth of meds or some shit, like your
yeah,
pills?
yeah,
Yeah, you
just
just
like
bring
high
them.
blood pressure. So
Yeah, okay.
if you have high blood pressure, you can deploy, and they'll just send you a year's worth of tablets.
How many pills do you take a day?
I take 2 estrogen tablets.
That's it?
That's it. And I would be fine even if I lost access to that for a long period of time. Like I could lose access to it for weeks, if not months. Because before my surgery, for my face surgery, I had to stop taking it for 6 weeks. And I didn't lose my mind. You know, it's just so
Yeah.
goofy. Like women take estrogen during menopause. The same prescription I have is what women get. And then men take testosterone replacement in the military and deploy with it because they have low T. So what is the fucking difference? I
Uh,
don't know. I
um,
just don't get it.
Michelle Obama, boy or girl?
Are we doing is she trans or not? Is that what we're
Yeah,
doing?
yeah. Someone asked it in the comments. I was like, oh, I can't
Oh,
forget that one.
pretty sure it's a woman, just like Macron's wife, I'm pretty sure.
That's just bullshit. Just
I don't think Macron would be suing Candace Owens
oh, he's
if
suing her.
they're suing her. I
Oh
don't think they
wow.
would be suing her if they're gonna be like, well, let's just verify and like, oh no, Candace was right.
Yeah. Um, I wonder why they care.
Why is that an insult?
What?
Like, I don't. Why is it an insult to say that your wife is trans? Like, I don't understand why they think that that's some
Well,
sort of
she
gotcha.
definitely she means it. She, I don't know if she means it as an insult, but I would guess she means it as an insult, and she's calling him a liar, and she's trying to build a bigger case that politicians are demented, fucking child
Sure,
molesting, trans, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? I think that's
sure.
her
Well, Jeffrey
shtick. But
Epstein
yeah,
wasn't.
yeah,
Jeffrey Epstein wasn't trans. I mean,
true,
all
right,
these people that
and
do
neither
these
was
heinous
Jelaine,
crimes.
and
Yeah,
neither
all
was
these people
Jelaine.
that do
Yeah,
these heinous crimes aren't trans. So I just
right.
don't understand why trans became the scapegoat. Yeah.
uh maybe I haven't looked at the numbers, but maybe there's a disproportionate, you know what I mean? So let's say you have 1 million people who aren't trans, and you have ten people who are trans, and you get 100 people who aren't trans do some crime, and you get one person who's trans do the crime, and then when you do the math, you could build this argument that even with 100 non-trans people doing that crime, it's still
Sure.
disproportionately more people who are trans. And it could, I mean, I don't think that's science, but I think that's what's being done. And sometimes
Okay. Yeah.
sometimes that shit convinces me too, right?
Sure. And I know Elon tried to post data from the UK saying that trans people were more inherently to commit crimes, but we say that about black people too. So
Right.
like what?
But that's true.
Well, I'm just saying that doesn't mean every black person is a
No,
criminal though.
no,
So
the
why are
fourth,
we not doing that calculation on trans people? We're saying that they're
because
all unstable on hormones.
yeah, I think because with black, it's not a mental issue. It's just a correlate of skin color. It's just like, well, fuck, you got it's not
Well, we
causation.
used to
I
say it was a mental issue.
Right, and there's some people who are starting to bring that up again.
Right.
But with trans,
Well, the fact that they're saying trans women can't compete in chess because they're inherently smarter than women is such a mind fuck. Like,
oh yeah, tell me about that. Where do you fall
yeah.
on that?
it's chess. Like,
Yeah.
do we believe that women are capable of being as smart as men, or do we not? Because if we're saying that they are, then a trans woman playing chess against a non-trans woman is not an advantage. She's not using her muscles,
What do you think? Are
right?
women as smart as men?
I think they're capable of
Smarter?
being just as smart. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Are men as
what was
capable
that
as
game?
being?
What was that Netflix show where that woman wins all the chess competitions?
So maybe smart's not the right word. Maybe we have different ways
Women
of
tend to
think.
make better pilots anyway because they're not impulsive with testosterone. They're more likely to make calculated decisions, right? Like
Hey, I'm all for chess being
a
unisex,
co-ed thing.
a
Yeah.
co-ed thing. I'm all for like getting rid of sex in chess.
Well, it's
Not
like
in the not
pool.
in
Yeah, it's like pool.
actually.
They're like, "Oh, we're banning trans women from pool." I'm like, "Please show me the study. Please show me the study because I would love it to be fair too. But what I don't want is now you're just excluding people because of animus. Like, is a trans woman really that much more capable of playing pool than a regular woman? I don't know. Maybe the
What
answer
about
is
this? Are
yes.
you okay with just arbitrary, like there's no reason or rhyme to it, but having separate men and women things? Like I'm gonna try to think of something
Yeah.
like can women play in the NFL? Is there a rule against it, or they just no one's tried or qualified? Like, could a
Yeah, I don't
woman be a
know.
kicker in the NFL? I wonder if she could.
Well, you would think our favorite CrossFit.
Yeah, like that.
People
There, I
say
think
it.
that there needs to be men and women. Well, I don't think there needs to be, but I'm
Yeah.
okay with it being men and women. I sure as fuck don't think though the men should be going over and competing with the women.
Right. Like I even
But
to
I'm
this
okay
day
if Tia wants to
yeah,
enter the men's race. I'm fine with it and
right.
winning if she wins. Like I'm.
Yeah, because then it's her choice versus it being forced upon her. But I mean, I even to this day I have some advantage still. Like I can tell because I put it this way, it's not that trans women are just always going to be more advantageous than women when it comes to sports. It's that I'm the same as if I was a woman who took testosterone for 30 years. And then the day before I signed up for a competition, I quit and said, "This is
Oh, interesting.
fair." Like think about it that way. Think about it if a woman was on PEDs for years and everyone knew it just inherently because of how they were. And then the day before they go to a competition, they stop taking them and they said, "Look, no, I'm a woman. I should be able to compete and I'm not taking testosterone anymore." Look, there's still advantage. There's going to be advantage for a couple of years at least. And who
Right.
knows how long they maintain an advantage. And so, yeah, like I think sports is tough and gender affirming care for kids is tough. Like those are losing issues right now. And that's why we're having such backlash. Like Puerto Rico is banning HRT for adults 21 and under. So now they're not even taking away from kids. They're saying like, oh, if you're 21, you still can't decide to be on hormones, but at 18 you could go fight a war. But at 21, we can't until you're 21, we can't trust you with estrogen.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Last question. Did this dude try to get with you? Let me play this. I heard this dude try.
In
I
your
heard rumor.
backyard instead of the deep dive with a diving board. Joe DeRosa is freaking out right now. We're gonna let him ask this question.
Can I
Hard as a rock right
can I
now.
beg you? Can I beg you to not get the vagina? Don't ruin this beautiful thing you've done. Keep the wonderful cock.
I mean,
That's awesome.
thank you. Thank you. It does play well in certain demographics,
Yeah.
like bi women, men in
My
their 40s.
demographic.
Did that dude try to? I heard a rumor that dude tried to get with you.
He didn't try to get with me, no. I tried to get with him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I slid into his DMs. He's into like retro video games and stuff, so I sent him a picture of my old like retro consoles. And I was like, here you go. I think this is probably better than a nude for you.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. No, but that was the extent of it. Just a fun little post Kill Tony like chit chat.
Hey,
Now
thank
I'm
you.
trying to sleep my way to the top, but it's not as easy as you'd think.
That would be awesome.
I'm trying. I'm like, I'll take
Yeah.
it. Like
Yeah.
let's ride our way to the top. But it never comes easy when you're digging for gold. So
I wouldn't know. I'm always begging for it. Hey, thank you so much for coming on, Joe. You're always welcome. Sorry it took so long. Sorry about the scheduling. You're fucking great. Keep doing what
Thank you
you're
so
doing.
much.
I fully approve. Conversations, openness.
Yeah.
You're the
Yeah.
woman. I normally say you the man, but you the woman.
Well, thank you. Yeah, hit up my socials, my YouTube. So Joe Ellis really is all of my stuff. And then I'm performing in the Philly suburbs this Thursday at Parks Casino. I'm opening up for Ian Lara, which is a national headliner comedian. So if you're in the Philly area, come out and see me on a Thursday night. And then I'm gonna be in Texas for 3 weeks, and then the UK for a couple weeks after that. So I'm everywhere.
Awesome. And I have a policy never to have listeners on the show. And congratulations, man. You are a fascinating, hardworking, amazing human being. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
All right.
it.
Talk to you soon, Joe.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Sevon. Love you, Joe. Miss Lizzie. Sebie's gonna need a taller desk to hide his raging heart on. I almost thought it was inappropriate to do this show in my underwear. Dude,
What's up,
holy
bro?
shit! Thanks for doing this last minute.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Thursday. Now it's interesting. Is it 6 p.m. Eastern time or 9 p.m. Eastern time?
Our early card is 6 p.m. Main card is 9 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm the main event.
Okay. So
Yes,
if I turn on my TV 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I won't miss you.
That's 9 p.m. Eastern time, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I would just watch it the whole way through because there's only 4 fights on the main card. There is a title fight right before me, which is 5 rounds, but they could all be finishes, you know. So could be early, it could be a late night, but I would just make sure you're tuned in so you don't miss it.
Okay, yeah, I for sure. I with my kids all day, but I want them to watch the fight. Last night we stayed up till 11 watching all the promos, and you and fucking Fabian having the face off.
I like that. I just ran into him actually out right outside.
Tell me.
Yeah,
Tell me.
I seen one of my teammates. I was walking my dog out of the bathroom. He was walking back in from the beach, him and his team. There was like 4 or 5 of them total. And nobody was really looking at me, not even Fabian. And then like I was staring at him as he was walking past, and last second he finally locked eyes with me, and then we kind of like got in each other's face. And then his coach and my teammate Zapato kind of got in between us.
Yeah, who is that? Like, is there a chance it'll go down, or both of you know that like, hey, like if you hurt him or he hurts you, the money's gone? Like do part of you know like, hey, I want to kill you, or are you guys more like and I can't because we have to fight in the ring, or are you like dogs, like it's someone better be there?
Bro, if it comes down to it and we got to scrap beforehand, I'm not the type of fucking dude that's gonna sit here and push and shove back and forth. He pushes me, he's getting smacked.
Yeah,
100%.
Did you feel your blood boil as soon as you see him? Like, do you feel yourself like start to turn on?
No, I mean, I'm enjoying every second of this, man. Honestly, it's not like that. I mean, it seems like it's like that for him. It seems like I got under his skin a little bit, and he's like really edgy. And me, this is fun for me, bro.
You had to fight. This is the 4th fight?
Third, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals.
Okay, so there was the bracket, and we saw the first 2. It was against the champion guy who has a hard name, like Sayoud or something.
Sadi Busi, yep.
And then Aaron Jeffries, you beat him a couple months ago.
Yep.
And now this is the finals, and this is a huge paycheck too, right? This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my normal pay plus a $500,000 bonus on top of it.
When you knock him out.
Yes. I like the way you fucking talk, bro.
Dude, this guy's in big fucking trouble, dude.
I can't fucking wait, bro. He has no idea. He's underestimating me so bad. Either he's underestimating me or he's playing it off like he is. Either way, he has no idea what he's in for.
What's the hardest cardio workout you've done in this championship series that you've been working on for like last 3 months?
I mean, man, I've been doing everything. I even hired a strength conditioning coach where we've been doing tolerance tests. So instead of like, I fight rounds, so like 5-minute round, then 1 minute rest, you know, and then obviously I do that with sparring. And my sparring rounds, I've been sparring with 2 fresh guys. So one guy subs in halfway through, you know, and I got a fresh guy on me while I'm supposed to be exhausted. Then we're doing the circuits like I told you about before, where I'm hitting pads with my coach, which is at a high pace. And then I have a high level black belt coming in and grappling me like in bad situations for myself, trying to make me work out of them, or where I'm in on takedowns or something like that. And I got to take them down, you know, control them, submit them. I've been catching submissions on a high level black belt in these circuits while I'm exhausted in the late rounds, you know, and he's fresh whenever he's coming in. I'm supposed to be exhausted because of the pad work. And then on top of that, doing a lot of sprints after like grappling practice, normal shit, some Aerodyne bike stuff, miles, like 4 miles right after sparring with 2 fresh guys. And then my strength and conditioning, like I said, the tolerance test, I got a little bit away from that. It's like he had me do like 15 rounds of things. These past 2 weeks, he really upped the strength conditioning and the intensity. And he had me doing like 15 rounds where it's like 20 reps and 20 reps of 2 different movements. And they'll be like high intensity, like explosive movements, you know, to really zap my anaerobic conditioning right away. And then I'm jumping on a salt treadmill and sprinting for 15 to 20 seconds. And then no break, straight into the next movement. So like, just to give you an example, it might not have been exactly like this, but the first movement's 20 medicine ball slams hard, then 20 side to side, you know, pivoting, moving your hips, kind of jumping up and down while you're doing it, then 20-second sprint on the treadmill, then no rest, and then straight into like a dumbbell push-up row of 20 reps, and then 20 pendulum squats. So you know what a pendulum squat is, right?
No, I don't know what that is. What's a pendulum squat?
Then
I don't know what
next
that one is.
It's you have the dumbbells, and you start with them at your side. When you go down for a squat, when you're going down into the squat motion, the dumbbells come up. So it's like using momentum against each other. Okay. And then 20 seconds back on the treadmill. And I'm talking damn near a sprint. Like you're starting off, like he doesn't let me go below 14 miles per hour, you know? And then in the later rounds, slow down a little bit just because we're doing 15. This circuit takes 18 minutes, you know, straight, no rest. And that's why I'm saying it's a tolerance test. It's not like I'm getting a minute rest and then boom, we're back at it. 18 minutes straight, you know? And it's definitely a different way to adapt your conditioning and energy stores and stuff like that. And then, like I said, like 20 seconds on the treadmill again, then back. The one time we were doing like 20 squat press with the dumbbells, and then 20 pendulum squats again, back on the treadmill, then mountain climbers, froggers, and groiners back on the treadmill. And it's just like over and over again, sled pushes. And then obviously my pad work and my boxing and my grappling rounds. I'm doing extra rounds and shit like that. So I'm in the best shape I've ever been in by far. My resting heart rate is 35 right now.
Holy shit.
I got a VO2 max test, a Pinoe test done. just got the results back today. Like my lung capacity is at 100%. My recovery in between rounds, 100%. My peak VO2 max is 100%. It's over where it's supposed to be for my age group and like my athlete status, being a professional athlete. So between being a professional athlete and my age group, 25 to 34, it's still above that. So then like my VO2 max and my VO2 peak, VO2 median, all that 100%. So everything's off the charts. I'm 100%.
You thrown up in training at all? Did you ever feel vomitous in training? Like when you do this in CrossFit, we kind of call what that style of workout you're doing fight gone bad. Greg Glassman made it for BJ Penn, where it's just like 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. It sounds, and I forget, I think the workout's like 3 5-minute rounds or something. But you ever feel vomitous from that?
No. But like I said, it's not like 3 5-minute rounds when we do that. It's continuous. Like it's tolerant.
Right. You don't take the break. Right.
Before you get to round 15, 16. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, I want to I want to show this little clip right here so people can see just how fucking intense it is. And I really like it how you just don't let him talk. And I was curious if that's the plan. Here we go.
Fight with money, but 5th round, unlock something for me. I was able to go into that fight and push deep, and I felt like that fight there brought me to another level.
This is right after you just beat up Aaron Jeffrey and you get told you're going to fight him for the championships, right? Like just a few minutes after that.
I'm going to show all of these guys.
It's like Team UK v Team US over here. Like, it's almost like it's been set up this way.
We know who wins. We know who wins.
Yeah, there's a big forehead comment coming pretty soon.
Yeah, I really like the
3-on-2.
It made me so uncomfortable. That's why I knew it was good.
Awesome. Come on, guys.
You don't catch up.
That's an easy win for our side.
Okay.
By the way.
All right, Dalton. I just asked this question to Fabian. You had your first face-off.
It was so hard to hear him when he was talking
assessment
here,
of this
too.
fight.
Hey, and you're listening better than all 5 of those guys out there. Like that line that you said, it's an easy win for our side. Those guys didn't even hear it. They're so fucking nervous. They're on to the next thing. But you dropped that. That was a great line.
Finals matchup.
You want to ask me how I'm going to finish him? I'll do exactly what he said he was going to do. I'll batter him. Yeah, I'm going to batter you. I'm going to use
You
your
just got battered?
I just got battered.
You just got battered?
I just beat him worse than you beat him.
You just got battered?
I beat him worse than you beat
Watch
him.
the fight back, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the fight back. I don't need to watch it back. Nah. I outstruck him worse than you did. All you did was land 2 fucking uppercuts whenever you fought him, bro. That's it.
Kudos to the PFL. This is their best promotion they've ever done as long as I've been a fan of you.
That's it. You got held against the
For
cage.
sure. Did you see the origins that they did?
The 15-minute video? Yeah, I watched that last
Yeah.
night with the kids. That shit
Sick.
is sick.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
got nothing for me. You got nothing for me. You got nothing for me. You keep talking. Listen, he keeps talking. He keeps talking about Johnny Eblen. Wait till you get in there with me, bro. You keep talking about Johnny Eblen. Wait. I'm gonna slap you all out of the Nah, just because I look good, you mad because I look good. Look at me, dog. Look at you. Yeah, well, you got a big ass forehead.
Whose idea?
Did you know you were going to make fun of his forehead?
Oh, shit.
Did you know you were going to say he has a big ass forehead before you went on?
No, all that's right off the top of my dome. I didn't rehearse any of that. I'm not big in the rehearsing. I kind of just talk.
Was he surprised? Were you surprised when you said it? Were you like, oh shit, I just clowned? Because his forehead, it's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder right now if it's really his forehead or maybe his hairline's just that receding.
That's Leon Edwards' brother.
Yep.
How come they never talk about that in any of the videos? Like, it took me forever to figure that out because I was watching the video. I'm like, God, he looks just like Leon Edwards. And then, like, my fucking low IQ brain's like, oh shit, they're brothers.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get away from that because it just overshadows Fabian because he'll always be known as Leon's little brother.
Oh shit! Wow, they should be playing that up. Will Leon be in his corner?
I'll play it up, bro. Yeah. I just seen him. He was out there whenever I'd seen Fabian.
Let me ask you this: what did you think about Drakus and Hamzat? That's your weight class, 185.
Kind of how I envisioned it going. Not that dominant, but that's kind of how I envisioned it going. And that's what I think I'm going to do to Fabian Edwards too. So, I mean, Hamzat's impressive, man, especially because Drakus is very good too, big, strong. And Hamzat went out there and you got to figure he's moving up from 72. He's not a true 70 pounder. That's why he was struggling to make weight. He's probably in betweener, but with his height, he's not very muscular, but with his height, he still looked big in there. And he went out there and he dominated him, bro. I've never seen anything like that.
Let me ask you this. One other question about what did you think about the refs standing them up? As much as I wanted Drakus to win, I thought that was bullshit.
It is bullshit because he has a dominant position. So the way the scoring works is like effective grappling and striking. So like if he's in a position where he's controlling the position, it's not like a stalemate where nobody has control, or he's just sitting in a guard and he's not doing any damage. Like he had him in a fucking crucifix. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can't do that. So, but I think sometimes the refs let the crowd get to him. And you got to think like this is a big thing. Like a lot of fans don't know what the fuck they're talking about ever, and them booing is like a testament to that as well. You know what I mean? Because that's effective grappling right there. dominance. And as the ref, and refs make mistakes. They're only human too. But I think looking back, Mark Goddard would probably say, I probably shouldn't have stood that up. You know what I mean? And I think he's a stand-up guy, and I think he's, mature enough to admit his mistakes. And I don't know if he'll admit it out in the open publicly, but I think he probably knows he shouldn't have stood that up.
Let me say a couple other things about that. I've never seen anyone in a crucifix, more than one crucifix in a match, let alone 3. I've never also, on Dracus's part, ever seen anyone survive a crucifix.
4 or 5, right? I thought it was 4.
Oh, maybe.
I thought it was 4 or 5.
But kudos to Dracus for surviving it. I'd never seen that. But I also think this, Dalton, I think when he stood them up, Dracus dominated. Did you see it that way? I was like, oh shit, if they would have started standing them up in the first, no,
because there's Hamzat landed a few kicks and shit like that. It's just because of the swing of things. Like whenever somebody's so dominant in the grappling and nothing's happening, somebody's waiting for something to happen, and then you stand up. It's kind of like a bias towards the other person. I feel like, but if you go back and watch it again, I feel like Hamzat was winning the striking too.
Oh, I thought when that's funny. Then I probably need to go back and watch it because I thought the few shots that Dracus got on his face looked like they stunned Hamzat. You didn't see it that way. You think it was just because I was so excited for my guy to get a shot in.
Yeah, he did land a couple shots, but I still think Hamzat, and he was not only more effective with his striking, but he was mixing it up more: body kick, leg kick, going to the head, going to the body, and then shooting. You know what I mean? And he was hiding his shots well behind his striking. And if your striking is not effective, you're not going to be able to hide your shots behind your striking. In order to get in deep on those shots like that, and for the opponent like Dricus, someone who's experienced as him and someone who's a UFC champion, you know what I mean? One of the best fighters in the world at that weight class, for you to get that deep in on his legs and him not be able to sprawl, you really have to make him worry about the striking.
Hey, that crucifix was planned, right? That looked like so easy every time he did it. He just brought his knee up and put it like on his bicep and pulled his arm out.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy because crucifix positions are hard to hold if you have someone on bottom like bucking you a lot, just because like your legs are holding their arms, and it's hard to like pin someone's arm down for that long because eventually they do slip it out. But it at least gives you 30 seconds sometimes if you're have good top pressure and good control there to really land some shots. But I mean, that, like I said, it's super impressive.
Hey, that's neutering a dude when you crucifix him. Like, if you crucifix Fabian, I kind of want to turn the fight off, even if my guy's winning and he crucifixes someone. It's like the worst thing to see. It's like, oh fuck, you just cut that dude's balls off.
Yeah, bro. That was crazy. Hamzat's impressive, bro. I want to train with him bad.
Is that something you could do? Like, or if our fighters like that, could you just be like drop into his DMs and be like, "Hey, dude, I want to come play with you"?
Possibly. I mean, when I fought Norbert Noveni, Norbert was training with Hamzat for that fight. So I mean, it's not something out of the norm. You know what I mean? I got a decent social media reach. His is a lot bigger than mine, but we definitely have similar networks. So somebody will be able to connect us for sure.
Oh God, that would be really cool. Would you? And where does he train? Does he train in like fucking in a?
He switches. That's another thing. Like he's trained in Dubai. He's trained in like Russia. He's trained in Sweden. He's trained in Germany. He's trained in at Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand. He's trained in Albuquerque right now with like what is it, Jackson Wink. So he's been in Las Vegas at Extreme Couture, what you've seen with the videos with Sean Strickland and shit like that. So he's kind of all over. That's another part of it because I train at American Top Team. We can't really mingle with these other teams like this. You know what I mean? So it's like it would have to be a planned thing, and it'd be like just kind of like me and him, or like if I'm traveling and I have no other way to get, training in, my gym isn't really going to have a problem with me going into a top level gym while I'm traveling, you know what I mean, to get training in. So it would have to be like a situation like that.
Have you had any dreams about the fight with Fabian?
Yeah, I just had a dream about it last night.
Can you tell me about it?
I mean, essentially, I went in there, I put a wrestling clinic on him, I controlled him, and then I got the finish. I got the TKO with elbows, and I just kept replaying the belt being wrapped around my waist and then putting it around my shoulder And then like the dream even went back to like me taking the belt back to Newcastle, PA, where I'm from, and taking it to my dad's grave and taking pictures with all my friends and shit with it. Yeah, so it was pretty it was crazy precise, the dream.
Hey, that's crazy too. Because whenever I have dreams and I'm fighting, I'm fucking like I'm like underwater and shit. Like I can't throw a
Yeah, I used to
punch.
have those dreams whenever I was younger. You punch somebody and you cock back, you punch as hard as you can, and no matter how hard you punch, it seems like it doesn't have an effect
Yeah,
on
you're like, what the fuck is going
the
on?
fighter
You're
at
punching.
all. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. When you will you get a crazy adrenaline surge, and then when will you finally settle down? Do you settle down? Do you have to start getting punched a few times before you settle down, or do you settle down actually before the bell goes, before he says fight?
Yeah, no, my emotions are usually intact, usually following the game plan. There's points to getting aggressive in the fight, but it's never emotional. It's controlled violence.
God, I so want to know your fucking plan. Hey, afterwards, after you beat his ass, I got to have you on, and you just can we just like walk through the fight, and you just tell us all the things, like I felt his drip follow me here. He accidentally fucking grabbed my cup here. Will you tell us all the nitty gritty?
Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not?
Yeah. God, I can't wait. Okay, and why Thursday? Why is it a Thursday? I was shocked. I'm looking at the calendar wrong. Something's fucked up. Why the treat on a Thursday night?
I don't know. They usually have like every round of the PFL so far in this tournament, one of the fights have been on a Thursday, just not mine. So I don't know if that's planned or if it has to do with the venue too, or like a UFC fight on the weekend, or how they strategically plan that, or like broadcasting on ESPN. Like it might have a lot. It might be a situation where they're trying to get the venue to overlap with the broadcasting. You know what I mean? They have to make everything work. And maybe it has to fit in on this day. You know what I mean? I don't know the logistics behind it, but that's my assumption.
Are you dating the greatest female fighter alive?
Am I dating who?
The greatest female fighter alive?
I sure am. That's my fucking wifey, bro.
That's crazy. I had that. I was like, what the fuck is he doing with her? And then I was watching your social media. I'm like, oh shit, he might kiss this girl and hold her hand and shit.
Yep, that's my girl.
Is that a distraction? That's crazy that you're with her.
Hell no, that's not a distraction, bro. She motivates me, if anything. She's good for me.
Holy shit. All right. I gotta have you on afterwards, and we gotta hear like how you courted her and all that shit.
For sure, bro. I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait. I'll have a fucking belt with me. I'll have it right around my fucking shoulder like this, and then maybe my bicep will be in there too.
Good. All right, Thursday night, me and the boys will be in front of the TV, ESPN, watching Dalton Rosta win the championship. You earned it, dude. You put in all the work. I love you to death. Thanks for coming on the show. It means the world to me, means the world to my show. And I'll talk to you soon, dude.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
All right. Later, Dalton.
Yep, I'll see you.
Bye. Holy shit. You guys, Thursday is going to be crazy. Thursday night. He's no, he's not dating Kayla Harrison. There's this girl, Dakota. She's undefeated. She is a savage. You want to see a crazy documentary? Watch the documentary on her. Dakota. What the fuck is her name? Hold on. MMA Dakota. She's a sweetheart. Dakota Decheva grew up in a boxing gym. Been fighting since she fell out of the puss. Fighting in the flyweight division. She's a beast. 27 years old, 5'8". I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure she's undefeated. It's at mixed martial arts. Yeah, she's 15-0. Her mom was a Muay Thai champion. Yeah, look, even David like her. Dakota's fire. Yeah, she's sweet. She's awesome in every way. Great personality, great fighter, great looking. She's awesome. Sebie, am I mentally ill in your professional opinion? Yes. What you are is you're stuck in a loop. You're not aware of the presuppositions you come with. And if they're pointed out to you, you freak out. Yes, you are. I don't know. The jury's out on Joe. I don't know. The jury's out on, for me, the jury's out on Joe because I'm intimately familiar with the mechanisms of the brain. And in a nutshell, the deal with the brain is the synopsis, the whole workings of the brain is, who would you be without this thought? And so in the implications be that if you let the thought go, or if you're able to transcend the thought, that you don't need a affirmation from the thought, from the outside world, right? So, and by thought, I mean a feeling or a thought. So a feeling could be that you have the feeling that you're hungry, or the thought that you're hungry, and you can let that go, and you don't need the even something as objective as food. You let it go, and you realize that you're not fasting, but really that you're just not hungry. That it's just a thought, and you can do that with anything. Someone flips you off, and you get angry, and then you would be like, "Who would I be without this thought?" And they're not real. They're not real in the sense that you don't have to react to them. And yet, there's something about Joe's situation that compels me to, God, I'm giving you a crazy word salad. Sorry, Pat. That compels me to hit pause on that. You know what I mean? To like try to look at it like I really don't know anything. And I have to be careful, like between with what I know and then my feelings for Joe, to empathize with Joe. I really don't want Joe to chop off his dick, though. You like his boobs. I don't know. I didn't really look at his boobs or her boobs. Sebie, your emotions block your logic when it comes to Joe. Fair. Maybe. The thing is I like this answer. It leads to what most of us know. Yes, it's mental illness. Joe is just not here's the thing. I think Joe and I were touching on it. I don't think mental illness is the right word. And here's the other thing too, that you have to try to remember. We might not you have to remember that you might not know 90% of the trans people might be so I don't know what the word is. Probably converted is not the right word, but so well converted that we don't even know. And then at that point, our assessment of the pool of trans people is not accurate. You know what I mean? Like the ones we're seeing on Instagram are truly the fucked up ones. So, yeah, I'm not, everything you guys are saying is fair, but I'm not, it's like, I don't trust Joe's, I don't know if I believe in gender dysphoria, because it does have a presupposition that all men and women, or all men think one way, all women think another way. And yet we've all seen that guy out there who just fucking dances like a woman. He just moves like a woman. And the guy who gets along better with women. It's just interesting. I don't think it's now, do I think based on just my anecdotal evidence that most trans people are fucking batshit fucking crazy and something happened to them? Yes. Do I think that Pat Lange is stuck on just like one or two people that like he I think Pat's just focused on the minority, and somehow he wants to white knight for him. Yeah, I do. If I had $1 million, I would think that way. I would bet that way. I would bet that a ton of fucking lesbians, the majority, they're doing something to avoid. There's some trauma that they receive from men that makes it so that they're doing everything in their power. Like anytime I see a woman who's butch, I think that it's a safe bet if you had to bet $1 million and that she did that to avoid attention from men because of some trauma she experienced. I do think that. You would lose money on that, my friend. All right, that's fine. Well, I wouldn't lose money because I wouldn't bet my own money. I just wouldn't win money. That's called logic, Pat. That's called logic. I almost white knighted publicly, and then I realized I was being retarded. I did see something really retarded. Dents played a clip of someone the other day that was so fucking retarded. It really bummed me out how stupid this person was. But it gave me a huge insight into libtards in general. Everyone's experience isn't real. Everyone's experience is not real. Do you guys know that? Like if I'm walking down the street and I'm looking at my phone and then I cross the street and some black man sees me cross the street and then he tells himself his experiences that I crossed the street because he was walking towards me, that experience is not real. He made that up in his head. People's experiences, most people lie to themselves. Sorry to use that example. I don't mean to be single out black men. It's just an easy one. I think most people's experiences is complete bullshit. Like asking someone if they wear deodorant, if you think that's perverted, like you are bringing some crazy shit to that story. That I can't, like, at least the black guy one, I understand it. I'm like, yeah, well, society told you to think like that, and you feel insecure. Like maybe society judges you based on all the shit the statistics that show how black men treat people, blah blah blah. But the one with the deodorant one, like you're just crazy. Black man one, you're not crazy. You're just. It's a normal processing thing, and you have to ask yourself, hey, is that story true? But everyone's experience is not valid. It's very obvious who is gay and who is not gay. God, I don't think that's true. I don't think that is true. I think maybe it's very obvious who's gay. I don't think it's very obvious who's not gay. I think that there's a lot of fucking dudes out there that might be gay that don't that it's not obvious. All right. I'm glad I got Dalton on today. I thought for sure he wasn't going to be able to come on because I scheduled him too late. I texted him last night. Like, dude, can you come on the show? He had a fight on Thursday. I forgot his fight was this week. Everything's gone to fucking shit with the scheduling. Everything's all fucked up because of the games. I got overwhelmed and didn't stay on top of things. Oh, someone just texted me and said, hey, the show today with Joe is an opportunity for growth for me. Headed to the market. Oh, judo is canceled. Headed to sunny side for bananas. Oh, okay. That's cool. I feel anxious right now. I don't know if I have to take a shit or what's going on. I feel anxious. Do any of you guys get this? I'm about to tell you something that's crazy weird. Yesterday I went and saw. It makes me uncomfortable to talk about this actually. Yesterday I went to see the movie Fantastic Four, and I get in there. I don't go to a lot of movies. I go to a movie like once every, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. I don't even watch movies at home. And I go in the movie theater and I sit down and I'm with my 3 kids and my wife, and I just start feeling like this. For the first 30 minutes, I just start feeling this low level of anxiety. It was so weird. And then I realized I feel that I've been feeling that like for the last 5 years. The only times I ever feel shit like that is if I have to do public speaking, or now I'm like, oh yeah, that happens to me in movie theaters. Does anyone never get that? You thought that movie sucked? Fantastic Four? Here's the thing. I thought it was really good because of all the character development. I don't like superhero movies where I don't like superhero movies where they don't fight at the end. Like they just teleported the bad guy away. It was weird. I thought that was stupid. And the special effects were atrocious. Like there was nothing. I mean, it felt like it could have been made in 1980. The Plastic Man character never did anything cool. The Thing character, like every time he was on the screen, you felt like you were watching a cartoon. They didn't make him cool at all. He wasn't fun to look at. He wasn't like, they made him, I know he's supposed to be ugly, but even Hellboy is supposed to be ugly, but he's still fun to look at. He wasn't fun to look at all. And how about this, pool boy? The Storm guy. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask Joe. The Storm guy looks like a straight pedo. The Storm guy looks like a straight pedophile. I did not like that character, that dude, the Flame On guy. It was I did not like him. Hey, was the Silver Surfer chick the chick from was the Silver Surfer the chick from Ozark? That blonde chick? Is that who that was? Yeah, the Human Torch guy was a straight pedo. I could not stand him. That was Jessica Alba? I thought it was oh, and listen, Ozark. Yeah, what did I say? What did I call it? Mozark? Oh, yes, it is her. Hey, and they did a preview for a movie in there. It was some Wizard of Oz version. There's some Wizard of Oz out, and they did a preview for it. And the whole fucking time, all I could think of is that the main character was fucking anorexic. She is fucked up. I can't believe they let her on the screen like that. It is crazy. Who is that chick? That chick is fucking gnarly looking. What was the name of that movie? Is it Wizard of Oz remake? Who is that chick? It didn't even seem like the Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz. Who is that chick? Ariana Grande? That's who that is? Holy fuck, man. Someone needs to talk to her. I was so... I would rather my kids see fucking sex on the screen than see her and think a woman's supposed to look like her. This fucking chick is so fucking unhealthy looking. Oh, here it is. I'll show you. It is fucking crazy. Something is definitely wrong with her. Look, how did her... I mean, she looks like she's prepping for a Holocaust movie. Keep in mind, camera adds weight too. It's called Wicked. Oh, it was brutal. I looked at my wife and I'm like, does that chick have anorexia? Holy cow. Dalton, I guess he isn't with that. I guess, yeah, he was with some girl who was a CrossFitter. I think Dalton was with some girl who was a CrossFitter who wanted to be in the WWE. Dude, she's not skinny. Pat Lange says they all want to be skinny in Hollywood. Dude, she's not skinny. She's like, Like, I think I could take her forearm and break it like that. Or I feel like for sure I could snap it over my knee. Yeah, it's crazy. Did you guys see the thing about Ozempic? It's fucking nuts. 1,800 people, I guess, have gone blind. I saw an article that said 1,800 people have gone blind from taking Ozempic. And the makers of Ozempic know, whatever that company is in Norway or wherever the fuck it is. And it's and there's no reversal for it. There's no cure for it. There's an Ozempic pill now. Yeah, I just saw I saw it on Instagram and then I started researching it. I guess they're doing a settlement. There's 1,800 people who have lost their vision. Can you imagine? They say basically it looks like, from my understanding of the article, that people who are type 2 diabetics who take Ozempic are the ones who are going blind. And basically you go to bed and then you wake up in the morning, you can't see, you're blind. And they're offering them a settlement of $1 million a piece for a total of a $2 billion settlement. Fuck, dude. Holy shit. Anything medical is sketch. We're just lab rats to pharmacy. Yeah, I agree. Stay away from the Ozempic. Oh, the boys are about to start fighting. Maybe I should go in and watch that. Looks like we're getting Chris Cooper on. Oh, who's on tomorrow? I should guys. Oh, tomorrow, Janae DeCosson. I think she's the tactical games champion. Let's see. Janae DeCosson. Tomorrow this chick comes on. Love Jesus Fitness and Shooting 2023-2024 Tactical Games Women's Elite National Champion. Sponsored by Born Primitive. Oh, I didn't know that. She goes to Rattler CrossFit. Oh, nice hammies. She got nice hamstrings. Suicide on gravel while it's raining doesn't make for the most traction, even with an early slip. Oh, do the boys go against the girls in this? Is that's that a co-ed event? Is that how that works? God, don't people look beautiful after they're done working out? They're all glowing and shit. Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, buddy. Nice job with Joe. Can we now put to bed that I hate Joe? Can we put that to bed? Because I don't hate Joe.
Oh.
I know I might not show a lot of compassion and a lot of maybe even tact, but I don't hate Joe.
Okay, go on.
I think anybody who tries to be something or someone they're not, I take issue with that. I don't know. In Joe's case, it's more severe than we all know the white dude that tries to be black and they talk black and dress black and whatever. It's that's one thing. But someone who's changing their genetic makeup based on I didn't like being a man, or I don't like being a man. I didn't feel comfortable. All right, cool. Let's get some help. Let's get some. Let's talk to a therapist. And no, Pat, my thought wouldn't be that a therapist would medicate the the thoughts out of them. It would just be like a healthy, like, yo, I get it, I feel you, I hear you, but and then would come the professional therapy. That's all. It's not like a get away from me. You know, I'd be friends with Joe. I have friends like that, you know, but it's just like, yo, you're pretending to be something you're not. Then you're going on public platforms and then you play victim. I'm sorry, that's where I draw the line. You're not a victim. You did this to yourself.
I didn't get Joe playing the victim, did you?
Oh yeah, there were plenty of times with the military, you know, like just there were a couple examples in there, of course, but like just playing like this woe is me type of victim thing as if someone.
Hey dude, hold on a second. Hold on a second. You think her talking about getting kicked out of the military? So here's the story. She joins the military, or he joins the military. When Biden's in office, it's okay to transition. You transition, and then when Trump gets in office, you get kicked out. There's a little bit of like, hey, you catch a pass in the end zone and your feet are in, and then afterwards they tell you, oh shit, we moved the lines and forgot to mark it on the field. That's not a touchdown. I don't think pointing that out is playing the victim. Do you feel me on that? Oh, sorry, maybe I lost you. Hold on. Oh shit, I lost you. Did you hear what I said? Sorry, I lost you. Did you hear what I said? Jeremy? Hello?
Yeah, I heard what you said. Yeah, I feel you on that.
I
feel you on that.
Like victim seems a little different. It's like, I just take it she's pointing out like, hey man, that's fucked up. I don't know. I don't think that's playing.
But that shit doesn't happen if you don't buy into the story in your head that you are someone that you are not. None of this happens if you stand up, get some help, and say, yeah, maybe I don't feel comfortable being a dude. Maybe whatever, you know. I mean, you know, you're talking about like the random boners. I mean, yeah, sometimes that shit sucks, you know. When you're getting random boners in a spot where you don't, you know, like yeah, sometimes being a dude can be tough, but like that doesn't mean you go and be the opposite thing just because it's hard. So what? So it's like a CrossFit training program, dude. Just because it's hard doesn't mean I'm just gonna fuck this. I'm just gonna go back to the gym and do curls and pull-ups. Like you do what's hard because that's just what you are. That's who you are. When you choose the shortcut or whatever you want to call it, the message that sends, and where I take the biggest issue is what that tells kids. Like, hey, as soon as you don't like something, maybe you put some effort into accepting yourself. I'm sure you did, but like now you just change everything. And then you get to live some fantasy story that everybody else has to accept. We all know Biden is incompetent. They screwed a lot of things up, including that part of the military. I don't need somebody, as someone who served, I don't need somebody in the military confused about their fucking gender. I don't need that serving next to me. I need someone who's strong in who they are.
Listen, I don't want to conflate issues. I agree with you on that. I just don't think that. Here's the thing. I think an absolute, like, I think absolute taking responsibility and personal accountability for your life is like vital for your happiness. So, like if I plant a tree in the backyard and a gopher eats it, right? And I'm like, fuck, that fucking gopher ate the roots of my tree and killed my tree. That was my favorite lemon tree. So I go out there and shoot him with a gun. I don't think that's the victim, and I think that's more analogous to what happened than I accept it. I know I have to accept it. But I just don't see that as the victim. And I also agree with you that I don't want trans people in the military either. I don't care about gay women being in the military. I don't even want gay men in the military. Like I want the fighting machine to be just fucking the fighting machine, you know? And so
yeah,
or hey dude, or it could be all gay. Like if we want to go that route, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
But
then Pat would really sign up for the military.
But I just know how dudes are. And I'm not worried. There's certain things where I'm not worried about fair, or it's like I don't care how much you tell me it's fair that men get to compete in women's sports. I'm not interested. Even if I'm wrong, I'm not okay with men hitting women as part of a healthy thing for our civilization. Like 99% of the time, making it a sport. I just don't.
And that's how I feel when it comes to switching your gender to live a quote unquote happier life. The message that sends to children is, hey, you don't like who you are. One of your boys comes to you, hey, I don't know, these random boners and this being a dude and having a whatever the fuck, you know, like, I don't like it. So I'm thinking of changing my entire self. Not like I'm thinking of getting a tattoo, I'm thinking of getting piercings. That's one conversation. But like, I'm going to change my entire self because I don't like being what I was born as. Instead of, what is it that I don't like? Let's work through that shit and get some professional help and hopefully come out on the other side happier and healthier, having accepted who you are. That's where I'm coming from. It's like, to me, it all goes back to the kids. What we do now is telling our kids it's all right to do this. It's okay. Joe's like, yeah, it's good. Go ahead and do that. You know, don't like who you are, change it. Sorry, but that message is just, to me, it's just a box, man.
Hey, I think on a side note, I think you guys like attacking Jeremy personally in the chat. For it makes you guys scumbags, by the way.
I don't mind it.
Hey, dude, like you guys are like, dude, is nothing fucking sacred to you guys? Like, what the fuck? Okay, let me read this real quick. I don't agree often with Sebie, but a gay dude's trigger finger works the same as a straight dude's. Hey, totally. I 100% agree with you. Here's the thing. I don't want to tempt. Men are fucked up, and let me be more serious about it. Men at the age of fucking 20 years old, the biggest thing that they wrestle with is fucking their dick. And so if you're going to put them in a situation where you're going to deploy them, and you're going to have a woman in the deployment and they're going to be out in the fucking desert for fucking 6 months, man, like, it seems like an unnecessary challenge, while also fighting for your fucking life. And so what I'm saying is just men's sexuality at that age is so gnarly. That's why they can be duped, but to join the fucking military in the first place. So why fuck with them up even more? Why fuck with them even more? And so
You ever hear of deployment hot?
Deployment what?
Deployment hot?
No, real.
You know what I mean?
No, I'll ask you in 1 second. Hold on. And so it's nothing against gay. It's not against gays. That's what I'm saying. If the whole military wants to be gay, but if you're gonna have dudes in an area where fighting for their lives, and then there's a component of sexuality in it, boy, you're really fucking with you're really making things complicated. Okay, what's deployment hot?
Deployment hot is when you take a everyday 4, you go to the Middle East or wherever for 9 to 12 months, and that person turns into an 8, maybe even a 9. That's a real thing on deployment.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we had people hooking up in the middle of the desert portal potties, 140 degrees, and they're in portal potties banging it out, and it's like,
hey, dudes will fuck dudes. Hey, Jeremy, it is not lost on me that you take all the women off the planet, and within 6 weeks, 90% of dudes are fucking blowing each other. Like, I'm willing to bet my fucking life on it.
That's who we are. That's
Yeah. There's no fucking question. Yeah. And so if the most ugly, disgusting fucking chick in the world, and women are probably different. The most ugly, you could be trapped on an island with the most ugly, disgusting chick in the world, and in 7 days you'll be like, okay, how can I get my dick in her mouth? There's no, it's just, and if you're not like that, you're probably not a guy. That's like the litmus test. Hey, Jeremy attacking Joe all day in the chat. Sebie calls out chat. Hey, listen, asshole. I'm not a fucking prick to people because they're a fucking prick to me. I'm not like you. I'm not a fucking NPC. I don't justify other people's behaviors for mine. I'm a fucking grown-ass fucking man. I'm not a fucking cunt. You argue like a bitch, Lange. You argue
And
like
I-
a
and I
fucking. You
apologize.
argue like a fucking sissy, dude.
I apologized in the chat and said, "Hey, sorry for yelling in your living room. I didn't mean to. I mean, how else am I going to communicate? You know, I mean, like, I apologize for getting, you know, loud or whatever. But
I didn't see any of your
understand.
comments either. I didn't see any of your comments. I just think Land sounds like my fucking my kids don't even know that. My kids don't even argue like that anymore. They know it's irrelevant. They don't.
I don't have really anyone in my life that argues the way that Pat argues. It's really fucked up. But like to say I was attacking, I was not attacking. I was commenting too. And at the end of the day, I just want it to be known I don't hate Joe. I'm not anti-Joe. I'm not like, get this freak. Nothing like that, man. I just don't want to see somebody, especially with the message it sends to kids, pretend to be something they're not, whether it's entertaining, whether it makes them think they're happier or whatever. We were born a way, and this ain't even religious. We were born a certain way. We got to accept that about ourselves and then do the best we can, not change it because we don't like it.
Hold on 1 second. Everything you're saying right now is bullshit. You're a hypocrite. We said nothing mean to Jeremy. You're being a pussy. Hey, listen, fucknut. If you were to say Jeremy's a hypersexualized black man, Christian fucking fucking weirdo who loves fucking God and stuck on his fucking Christian ways, and that's why he can't accept fucking trannies, I'd fucking be like, okay, I get your point. You know what I mean? But instead, you're fucking bring his fucking personal life into it. That's what makes you a fucking pussy, dude. You're conflating the fucking issues and trying to fucking, people are trying to go after him. I don't know if it was you, but I saw a couple comments like that, and I think it's a fucking cunt move. That's what I'm talking about. You fucking idiot. You can't stay focused on the subject fucking at all, dude. It was him. Oh, it was Pat doing that? Yeah, so probably was Pat. Yeah, you're a fucking asshole, dude. It's like me and you are arguing over like whether bus fare should go up fucking 50 cents or not, and all of a sudden you start saying I have a small dick. It's like, hey, fuck you. Or you start telling me, or you start making fun of me because my sister has Down syndrome. It's like, what the fuck does that have to do with bus fares going up, you asshole? Now, if you were to,
I'm not sure what Pat said, but thanks for donating, Pat. That's what you're. I don't know what he's referring to, but I appreciate the donation for the help, my friend. Thanks.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
All right, brother. Talk to you later. Peace.
Dude, stop. You're enabling a faggot. You're enabling a faggot. My comment was correct. It was totally legit, and it's not personal if it's public. Oh. Oh, shit. I didn't know that rule. Thanks, Pat. Can you get my tattletale message off the screen? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Shut the fuck. I fucking donated to the guy. I can talk about it, Sebie. You're a pussy. I paid the whore. I can fuck her. Is that what you're saying, Pat? I gave the money so I can do whatever I want now. People are just commodities. I only hate Jeremy because he drinks some weak ass coffee. That's a legit reason. Yeah, and you could make that argument, Mike DeVito. There's a strong correlation between Down syndrome and bus fare, Sevon. Yeah, and you could be like that. You could, if at least if you were to attach the argument and be like, well, Sebie, you only want bus fares to stay low and the same because you have a fucking retarded sister who rides the bus, but you're not thinking the bigger picture. At least then there'd be a fucking connection. Chase, Brian, another good simile. No, I paid the whore so I can call her a whore. Anyway, oh, look, hot redheaded chick. God damn. Anyways, Tyson played a killer game of football last night. He did, didn't he? That was awesome. The Bears were awesome. Hey, does this chick on the left have giant fake hammers? That's all I saw when I came over here. Are those, like, can you just tell? Are those just fake hammers? That's all I see in that picture. You see just giant hammers. Does everyone see that? Does everyone just look at that? Is there anything else I'm supposed to see? Like, what do you guys look at? The girl second from the left looks kind of miserable. Looks real from here. Oh. All that matters is that they're giant. Yeah, Team Giant. Is that what you guys see? Okay, fine. When you look at that picture, do you guys just see hammers, or is something wrong with me, or am I better than you guys? Do I enjoy life more than you? That's what I meant to say. Like David, when you first look at that picture, do you just see a giant rack on the left? I see that rock. I see, Jake Chapman from the Base Show. I see the rock on the hill behind them about to roll down. Fair enough. Yeah. That was the second. I didn't look at that rock, but the second thing I looked at was the hill behind them. Yes. Okay. Now I see why David watches this show. Oh, you look at their faces first and then their I think I do that too. I think I look at their faces and then their curves. Yeah. Angles. We're both into math, geometry. We're both into math. Yeah, the brown shirt, yeah, I noticed the brown shirt first. Yeah. I noticed her too. I think that's the chick that's coming on tomorrow, Janae. Yeah, she got a good body. Her shoes look too loose. Her shoes look too loose to for something where you'd have to run and be agile in. You see how it's not like gripping that one on her left boot on her, like if her left boot doesn't look like it's grabbing her calf hard enough. Maybe those are like her leisure wear after she shoots. Sebie, why do you call boobs and dicks hammers? I don't call dicks hammers, only boobs. I don't call I learned that from Travis Bajan. He called tits hammers. I did watch Tyson play yesterday. It was amazing. I was so happy for him. I wonder if I should ask him. He's in Chicago. He should go to the PFL championships. Tyson. Agent. Are you going to the PFL fight in Chicago on Thursday? Champion. I wonder if he's in town and he wanted to go, if Dalton could hook him up with tickets, like good tickets. You should come to Pilates. You'll love this. Oh, here we go. Watch this. This is.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah, you just are you going to Pilates today?
Yes. Did you not see my text?
Yeah.
Probably not.
I'm just trying to set the bid up. What time are you
Yeah.
going?
11 a.m. Can
Okay.
you come?
And you text me, you said you should come to Pilates. You'll love this teacher. What attributes do you think I like about this teacher? Her flow? Is it her flow?
Definitely her flow.
Okay.
I know how much you value flow.
This and flow would
among
be
other
this
things.
flow would be the sequencing of movements.
Yes.
Okay. And what other things do you think I'd like about the class?
You just have to come and find out.
All right. All right, thank you.
Yep. Are you gonna do it?
No, fuck no. I got to play with the kids.
All right. You're missing out.
Okay, love you.
I'll ask Ari if he wants to come then.
If you can get the boys to go, that would be amazing.
I would love that.
All right.
I need to call and ask them if it's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay, bye.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Bye. My wife wants me to come to Pilates. I bet you her yoga pants and her hamburgies. I bet you the chick has an insane ass and insane tits. I went to one Pilates class with Haley once. Hot Pilates. It was fucking bonkers. It's where all the super beaver hangs out. It was crazy. It was crazy. And Haley put me in this crazy spot in the room. Am I allowed to film the class live? I don't even know if a camera would work in there. It's so freaking hot in there. Yeah, this chick that we're having on tomorrow is a beast. She's a hell of a CrossFitter too. Oh, she looks like she's 12. Oh, this is a great picture. Look at this. This is a great picture of her. Who doesn't love a girl? Look at it. It looks like she's hugging the dumbbell. Like she's in love with it. It's a great photo. That's the weight I use. I'm a 35-pound dumbbell kind of guy. If someone's watching, I'll use the 50. But if no one's watching, I'm a 35-pound kind of guy. No, she's not single. She's married. She got a big old handsome husband. Is Rich Froning on the schedule? Nope. Let's do that. Let's get him on. Good point. Rich Froning. Rich, can you come on the podcast? There was a hello. 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 Hi. Good evening. Good morning. Who's the insurance people? Long johns allowed at Pilates. Yeah, I wear sweats over them. I wore last time I went to Pilates. I wore my long johns and a sweatshirt, and I was all bundled up. It was crazy. I was the only person like that. I looked like I was going to go like. It looked like I was going to ski or something. Like I was going to a ski resort. Damn. And I almost never ever like drink water like during a workout, and my wife's like, "Hey, you need to bring water." I'm like, "No, I don't." And then she filled me up a big ass container of water, and I drank the whole thing, and it still wasn't enough. Hot Pilates is crazy. I didn't feel normal all day. There's one guy in our Pilates class, and he sweats insane. Yeah. The one good thing about being completely covered up in Pilates is like, I guess my wife says people sweat flies all over because I'm so covered up. It's like I have a blanket on me and my sweat doesn't really go anywhere. But when I leave, I have like 10 pounds of wetness on me. No, I did not chub up. There was no chubbing up. I was in survival mode. But when I got there were these two women in front of me, both with huge fake hammers, no waist, crazy cannonball asses, like doing these stretches where they were pinning their ankles to their ears, and they were like literally I could have reached in front of them and touched them. It was crazy. It was like it was nuts. It was nuts. I basically, and my wife was to the right of me, Haley was to the right of me, and then there was some dude, sweaty dude to the left of me. And I told you guys this before, like there was this fat Asian chick in there when she came in there, she was ugly, and then when the class was over, I saw her and she was hot. Like that's what it does to people. It was nuts. It was like, holy shit. I don't know if it unfucked my perception or if just everyone in there just turned hot. Except for me. I was wearing like I look like I look like some old, as Will Plummer called it, Middle Earth man who was wearing way too many clothes, and all my clothes are like ratty and old looking, and I seriously probably look like just some homeless guy who like used a Groupon and was like just trying to like use the shower in there or something. When you sweat, do you have awful Arab BO? I don't think so, but I don't know. I think I smell great. But I have been in the last like year, I do go to the laundry room and get naked there and leave all my clothes there. And then just like walk to my bedroom. Make the whole family look at me naked, the poor kids. They say the meanest shit to me you wouldn't fucking believe. Yesterday, I just had, it was like 9:30 at night, and I just put on a pair of boxers, and I'm getting ready for bed, and my sons are sitting there, and one of them goes, "You're either fat or your underwear are too tight." I'm like, fuck. Like, why can't it be both? Crazy. That. All right. I think that's it for this show today. At least we're getting close. We're getting close to the end. There was someone posted yesterday in the comments. My wife told me they posted, "Hey, can you keep the show going a little longer? I'm still folding clothes." And that was like the greatest compliment anyone could ever give me, because that's what I want the show to be. I want the show to be a companion to people who are like driving to work or folding clothes or just like doing mundane tasks. And like, I'm just there hanging out with you. Like, you know what I mean? Talking about trannies or boobs or the definitions of words or how people project shit onto people. Like, I just want to be a thoughtful comedy / piece of wisdom in your life. Michigan City Councilman, Democrat, caught on camera stuffing election box with absentee ballots days before primary. This is the third person in Michigan who's been caught like in a month. All Democrats stuffing the ballot boxes. It's weird, but yet there's no cheating. It's funny, you never see Republicans getting caught for this. Isn't that weird? A Michigan City Council member was caught on camera stuffing an election drop box with apparent absentee ballots just days before he won his re-election bid in local primary. Hamtramck City Council member Abu Musa, Muslim, was seen in the passenger seat of a car on August 1st, handing stacks of papers to the car's driver, who then dumped them into a nearby ballot box. Obtained by Local 4 appears to show. Abu Musa, Muslim, held on to his re-election spot in the primary 4 days later on August 5th, beating out 11 other candidates with 1,129 votes. But only 286 of those votes were cast on Election Day, with 843 being cast by absentee ballot, the Daily Mail reported. Abu Musa, Muslim, would have placed fifth without the absentee ballots, according to the Mail. Footage of the ballot box dump emerged earlier in August, just a day after 2 Hamtramck council members were arraigned on election fraud. Democrats charged over 2023 investigations. Remember how Pat says the Dems don't do this? It's just bullshit. Everyone knows it, because the deep state and the Democrat appointed judges wouldn't even hear the case. Pat's like, well, it was taken to court in 69 different court cases, and Trump lost in all of them. No, he actually didn't lose in any of them, you jackass. The judge refused to hear them because they're fucking Obama-appointed fucking judges. You ding-dong. You're so easy to fool. That investigation was sparked after a city clerk noted absentee ballots were being dropped off in large bundles and filled out with suspiciously similar handwriting. And while Abu Musa, Muslim, was named in the investigation, he was not charged. But along with another member of the city council, he's at the center of an investigation into whether he's actually a resident Hamtramck, something required to hold his city council position. He has denied those allegations. I saw the footage on Instagram. And then, of course, like everything, I fact-checked it. And here it is. If it's an immediate family member or you cohabitate with somebody, it doesn't have to be in a romantic way, but if you co-inhabit with someone, you can return their absentee ballots. I did one Google search and I found Republicans stuffing ballot boxes. I'm Pat Lange. I'm Pat Lange. You should get Scott on since he's competing, and Con and Sam. Who's Sam? Sebie, we've had so many people suspiciously fall into river lakes in the last 5 years. Rumor is we have a serial killer. Oh, on the island? That would be amazing, dude. You guys need a serial killer. If that's true. Did I ask you about that before? That would be a crazy place for a serial killer. Several notable cases involving multiple killings have occurred on the Isle of Man, leading to individuals being referred to as serial killers. One such individual was Peter Newberry, who was jailed in 2002. Is there something new? Oh, look, Isla Vista killings came up. News. Long Island serial killer. I don't see it. Where is that? No, in England. Oh. Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy if there was a serial killer on the Isle of Man? That would be some fucking freaky shit. Just trapped on an island. That could be a good movie. Sebie, you have to watch the new Dexter series. I didn't even finish the old one. I was watching it because Hiller was into it, and I liked watching something Hiller was watching. I didn't even make it through the one where he's a kid. The new one's good too. I did enjoy it though. I thought that guy was a good actor. I think I'm trying to get Dusty Highland on. He's a Masters athlete. I think he's 50. He looks like he's 20. All right. We're getting rich scheduled. What's the number, Sebie? Oh, Tank Corner on Monday morning. The number for this show. What you're saying? What's he saying? I just posted it. Call tomorrow. I'm leaving. What do you want to tell me? You want to tell me that it's not Trump running the world, it's the Jews? Okay, you win. I got it. Okay. You want to tell me it's the you're concerned about a genocide in Gaza? And there's 1.5 billion Arabs and 12 million Jews? Okay. Got it. You want to tell me that it's a genocide, only though 40 to 80,000 Gazans have been killed and it's the fewest civilian casualties ever in urban warfare? Okay. I know someone's trying to run the world. I get it. I know someone's trying to run the world. No, let's talk. What did you do the other day? Someone said you said something about my kids and you got booted off. That really pissed me off. I shouldn't say it really pissed me off, but like pissed off's not the right word. Disappointed. Yeah, I think they should kick out all the Palestinians. I think that they should kick out all the Palestinians. That's done. They should kick them out. They should turn into a resort. I don't care. Like, give them all $50,000. I blame Egypt and all those people for not letting the other Arab nations not taking those people in. That's my final. Like, I don't care. Oh, but they blackmailed so and so for this and for that, and then Epstein was taking kids. And yeah, I get it. Fucking horrible. No, I'll pass on the Muslims running the world. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm fine. This is my biggest issue now is shit like this.
No, I just want to make sure yeah, what's up? So I'm Michael Weitzel. I'm being asked to leave by the police because of Donald Trump. Hey, I'm a Donald Trump. You're a Trump fan? I'm a man. Yes, I am. So I just want all these coppers you got to deal with them, Megan. But they don't do not political here. They don't want any kind of political. So those flags over there, those are pre-approved. Those flags over there, those aren't crazy. So my question to you guys is: are these rules equally enforced on everybody?
And here's my question to you.
And the only way I can do that is if I enforce it with you. Go out and handcuff. So I'm being threatened with arrest. Why am I breaking?
This is the kind of shit that happens in England.
What am I? Let me ask you to leave. You're asking me to leave. Am I being evicted from the premises? You're being evicted from the premises. Okay. We're gonna walk up. I'm being evicted from the premises because of Donald Trump. Because we can't wear Donald Trump hats in public.
Not even a Donald Trump hat. It's a Make America Great Again hat.
And so now I'm being evicted from the premises. We need a big procession to get me out of here. Trump is not welcome in St. Louis City SC Club. Trump is not welcome here. I'm giving back you guys. We're the ones. I'm trying. I know we're the ones who don't complain about everything you cry about. Exactly. I know. But if we're gonna do this, we don't want. Oh, you can take the hat off and go back in. If I take the hat off, I can go back in. Yeah. Okay. We're past that. You ready to get that? No, that's fine. Just for this game. Just for this game? Okay. You're trying. He gets it. He's just following the rules. It's not his fault.
No, it is his fault. He's a bitch. Man, oh man. Can't wear a hat that says Make America Great Again. Yeah, fuck soccer. Okay, I'm not getting off yet. There's two more. There's something I want to show you, Pat. You must have forgotten. You must have forgotten. Pat, do you remember Sam Brighton? Do you remember Sam Brighton? My friend was asked to take his MAGA hat off in a competition in London because... Oh, shit. Is that true? Hey, whoever just sent me that DM, is that true? That's crazy if that's true. Is this true? Someone just sent me a text. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can say. You're sure this is true? My friend was asked to take his MAGA hat off at a competition in London because Lucy Campbell told the organizer she was offended by it. Is that propaganda, Tank, or is that bullshit? I had a chick ask me who I voted for. She didn't like my answer. Unmatched. Is this true? God, that is insane. Come on, Lucy. Wow. Lucy, is that true? You remember Sam Brighton, Pat? Or do you remember Rachel Levine? You remember them? Remember them, Pat? Want me to refresh your memory, Pat? Because maybe you forget. This is Sam Brighton, Pat. Sam Brighton was the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition in the Office of Nuclear Energy. You think this is okay, Pat? Also, this fucking clown was caught stealing luggage multiple times at airports of women's clothes. You think that's okay, Pat? But you're worried about what? I'm sorry. What was your thing? Pat, do you remember who Rachel Levine is, Pat? You don't care because you don't care if people die as long as your lawn care business is booming. You don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck about anyone else. You think this is okay, Pat? You think Rachel Levine is okay to have his United States Public Health Service Commission Corps, the Assistant Secretary for Health and the Admiral in charge of the United States Public Health and Service Commissions Corps? You think that's okay? This thing? Huh? You think this is okay? Bro, we've already been through this. No one's trying to normalize it, dude. No one's trying to normalize pedos except your team. Your team's trying to normalize pedos. And mass murder. Yeah, Rachel Levine was a mass murderer. If you consider, if it's true what she did in the pandemic. No, you think pedos are okay. Your party's trying to normalize them, Lange. Your party's trying to normalize them. We keep our pedos in the closet. We let them know that if it pops out, we're gonna fucking come get them. You're the ones trying to normalize it. I don't know what's so hard for you to realize that. We hide ours in the church. He can't stay on topic, Adam. He can't stay on topic. Three hours. Oh, 2 minutes away. Discipline. You are not an independent. You are not an independent. How many times does Bill Clinton not go to the island? I'm an independent, Patty. You let me see your tax return. I think you donated to Kamala. Kamala. Trump just got David Weed. Trump just got a Jew pedo out of jail. What about that? Who did he get out of jail? I'm gonna Google that Jew pedo Trump. Let's see what Google gives me. Oh, what is it? Explosive. Oh, when is this from? Explosive tapes recorded by author Michael Wolff show Epstein claiming Trump liked to fuck his friends' wives and first slept with Melania on the Lolita Express. Oh, I think that dude got in trouble for that. Didn't Melania say that's completely not true? The convicted pedophile even boasted of his closeness to Trump and how his now wife Melania by claiming the first time he slept with her was on my plane. Wow, this is a crazy deposition. Sevon Copes, thank you for calling me by my real name. 3 hours. Sevon Copes harder than a keyboard warrior cheering for Ukraine to continue the war. Dude, you're the fucking war tank. You're the one who wants Ukraine to continue the war. You're scared of Russia. You're the one who wants Gaza to keep fighting. How did you just try to flip the script on me? I'd like it to end. I've always told you that if I was in Gaza, I'd fucking run. If I was in Ukraine, I'd run. I'd get the fuck out of there. I'm not fighting for that shit. You're the one who wants the war. That's crazy. That's a crazy script flip, dude. That's a crazy. You're the one who wants them to keep fighting. I'm all for peace by any means necessary. Seban, I love you so much. Oh, thank you. If 98% of the cases you're resorting to lib rhetoric, that's you, Lange, lib assumptions, that's you, Lange, and lib arguments, you are not, in fact, an independent. You are a lib. There you go. Hey, Pat. So I'm going to go with you on this. Watch this. Trump says Zelensky can stop the war. He's right. Zelensky just needs to bend the knee to Putin and it will end. Trump is rooting for Russian dominance. Okay, let's say everything you're saying is true. Well, then you could also say that if you're against that you're okay with Ukrainians dying. That's just my point. There's no like, if you want them to keep fighting, then you're okay with fucking more boys dying. They can both be true. They can both be true. I know that's hard for you. All right, 3 hours. Jeffrey Birchfield. Always. I know you are, but what am I? Have a good one, Seb, on your typically cooked boomer. Cooked boomer. Cooked boomer. There isn't a universal dish recognized as cooked boomer. Cooked boomer. Maybe Urban Dictionary. Maybe I should just look up cooked. 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 A protein term that used to convey evaluation of judgment of a thing or state of affairs. Something that is cooked may be very good, very bad, or somewhere in between. The adjective may readily carry further nuances. The word otherwise does not lend itself to exhaustive definition. Cook. Someone who is awfully tired and needs to get some sleep. Someone who smokes too much marijuana. Oh, shit, you're projecting again, Tank. It's someone who smokes too much marijuana. Jeez Louise, dude. That was easy. How about Putin get out of Ukraine now? There you go. I solved it. Oh, cool. Murderer. Oh, you're rooting for Russia. Oh, I didn't know that, Tank. Who am I rooting for? Tell me who I'm rooting for again, Tank. Sorry, I forgot. And I don't even remember which team. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. I already forget who. Oh, Janae, Tactical Games champion. Lucy Campbell, stop worrying about what hats people are wearing. If that's really true, you're a despicable and vile human being. I really hope that's not true, sweetheart. That's really sad that you would see someone's hat. By the way, that's playing the victim. That's playing the victim. That is so weak. Bye-bye.